Oh, okay.
I just wanted to give y'all some time to think.
Yeah, no, I
Oh,
did.
okay.
I did want to see who would say something first.
I was talking to the audience when I said that, not y'all. That silence was for the class.
Okay. So you're still technically silent. You still haven't said anything yet, technically.
No, I mean we talking now. I mean, so the class is ready to learn. That was like our I'll wait moment, but we just got
No,
back
it's
to teaching.
okay. Because I already have my degree, so that used to piss me off so much. I'm like, well then bitch, help me get mine.
I've
What the
never had a
hell?
teacher say that to the class before. I
Oh, you
already
never
have
heard
my
that?
degree. I've heard different variations of I'll wait, but I never heard I already have my degree.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
because
I've heard that. I've heard I get paid whether I teach or not.
Yup. Oh yeah.
That's
yeah,
my
yeah,
favorite
Oh
one.
yeah, that's the go-to. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's the
get
go.
paid whether I teach or not. I'm like, well,
I said,
bitch.
don't you have any passion?
I mean, it's still y'all fault for talking. So what do you mean? Don't
Like,
It's two
and
people. You know what my problem? Listen. We might as well start the pod with that, right? That used to always be the shit that pissed me off the most about teachers. Is like, you got a classroom with 20 kids. It is 2 kids that you know are the problem. Why are y'all sitting here acting like 90% of us is not doing the right thing? Like we shutting the fuck up, and it's 2 or 3 niggas who just really having a convo for real. And it's like y'all got it's if y'all don't want to learn, if y'all don't want to learn, us, like you all, you know what you all means, right? Y'all, like what? Huh? Teachers used to piss me off with
Oh
that. Like,
wait,
I'm like, bro, if I can ignore them 2 niggas talking, you can too, bitch. Get to work.
you know what it is. They want you to do their job for them. They want the rest of the kids to turn out. Yo, shut the fuck up.
And we did. We did. And
They successfully pit y'all against each other. Y'all let them.
oh, how would they do such a thing? Ladies and gentlemen, sentient piles of rubble, town mascots, and fellow freakazoids, welcome to another episode of Bozo Behavior, episode 126. We are back at it again. These numbers are going to keep going up. These numbers are just going to keep going up. How we feeling,
that's
chat?
how numbers work. Yeah, I mean, we can't go down.
Well, we could send it. We could send it down.
We could make next episode. Listen, we're ending the pod. We're just gonna be counting down episodes now. So next episode is 125.
It's gonna be 125B. So how are we feeling today? Let's start there. How we feeling, folks?
I'm feeling great. I realized that from now on, when I schedule vacations, I'm going to make sure that I'm off for at least 2 days when I come back. Because this has been great. Like, I usually will go on vacation and then go to work the very next day because I want to get all of the time I can. But I'm so glad that I just have these 3 days off before I go back to work.
You need a vacation from your vacation. You can't just go back to work after you.
That's true.
Exactly. People
like
don't realize.
It's like the come down off of one of them things. Like you know, you need a like you spend 3 days using, but you need a day or 2 just to, you know what I mean, just to live with the reality that you're not still there.
I mean, depending on what you're using, you need more than a day or 2. If
well, yeah, sure, which is why she's gotten 3. So
you know, using something serious, you're going through withdrawals. You're gonna be.
This is like so ironic considering my line of work, but I'm gonna let these metaphors slide. Even though I literally am a rehabilitation therapist, but it's fine.
Well, surely you can see the similarities.
Well, yeah. Like even things like coffee, sugar, all of like caffeine, those things have that come down period as well.
Alcohol, maybe.
Wait, that reminds me. Real quick, that reminds me. So on vacation, Kyle and I watched a video essay on like every single drug, and now this conversation just reminded me of that because I was about to start naming like 2QCP.
Yeah, that's dog.
What?
They got to a point. No, they got to a point to where like
There's
The
T-
drugs were
T-
just
drugs?
letters and numbers. They
yeah,
stopped being names.
like
Are they
obviously it's all
variations of other drugs, or are they actually drugs?
They're
no,
actually
they're
drugs.
actually like it was like so basically it got to a point to where like these drugs don't have names per se. It's just like they got like chemical like it's so it's like yo you got any 2GQHR? I'm saying like
What?
niggas like nah I don't got that. All right, do you got HE? No. HA? I do have HA. Okay. So what's the difference between HA and HR? We're like, well, HR is more of like a analgesic, like it makes you feel a little numb. HA is a hallucinogen. And it's just like, oh, okay. So totally different drugs, right? Literally something entirely different from what I actually wanted. Okay, I understand.
Only drug I know that had the like GHB. I know that scientific.
Oh yeah. It's like, but it was literally like it was like and the funniest part is it was a video by a 17-year-old, which I thought was the funniest thing in the world because I know they did their research on it, but it's like they didn't take any of this stuff, and then they did a tier list too, which I thought was hilarious.
They
Because
did
doing a tier list for a bunch of drugs you've never taken is the funniest thing in the world.
I don't know if I trust them. I think I need somebody.
No, I didn't trust him at all. But it was just funny to hear his reasoning behind why he put things where he put them.
What was crocodile? Like what tier was that?
I don't remember. He did put crocodile up there though. He talked about that, kratom, a bunch of the other weird, like all the. It might have been. I was drifting in and out at a certain point. I woke back up and I'm like, oh, we at 2HG QBA CA DDD PR BB 8 2.65. Okay, cool. That looks promising.
I didn't know they were still making drugs. I thought we had them all.
I didn't know they were still making them.
I thought we were good. Like after heroin and crystal meth, like what do you need past that?
Well, 2HQBRC apparently.
And you said these are like chemicals, so like GHB is a chemical. So like,
yeah, at that point it's
like acid, like fake acid, or like
at that point it's literally just like, all right, we took like 60% of the chemical structure of a particular drug and then added in a little bit of hallucinogens or added in a little bit of da 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 and boo 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 or a little bit of pain killing or a little bit of
I feel like Jeff Goldblum from Jurassic Park. It's like these scientists, they sat here and they said what they could do, but they never sat and thought what they should do.
No, absolutely not.
Why do you need to add hallucinogens onto painkillers?
Like, I'm there like, I mean, so think about it. You kill the pain, but you're still in your crib, right? Like you kill the pain, but you're still in that musty ass house. So we've got something special for you guys. So we've got something real special for you guys. Not only do you kill the pain, now you could take a trip. Okay, no, so liver damage is a possibility. Kidney failure as well. Lung collapse. A few other things that are a bit gnarly, but I mean, come on.
That anytime that kidney failure or liver damage is a possibility off top and not after years of use, that's something that, like alcohol, will destroy your liver and your kidneys over years of abuse, heavy abuse. Anything where there's a chance that your liver might fail after 1 or 2 uses, like I'm sorry, it's not.
Well, no. I mean, not 1 or 2 uses. It's more like 3 months, 6 months, which is still pretty fast. But
as opposed to 60 years of alcohol abuse.
Yeah, as opposed to a decade of abuse. Yeah. But no, that was pretty interesting. I was crying about that. Well, let's see, man. Let's see what else. What we got on this agenda here? We got a lot on here, man. Where do we want to start, man? Where we want to start? Let's somebody throw something out there. Or I'll just start with the Saudi Arabian groped bot.
Oh wait, no, I know what that is. Yeah, we can start with that.
All right. So, what was it? Saudi Arabian male.
That's what it was called.
No, that's certainly what I called it. So the robot. So okay, so let's. Oh, wow. Okay, I clicked the news article and it took me to a LinkedIn page, and now I got a malware block from LinkedIn. That's crazy. But anywho, um, so for those who don't know, right, Saudi Arabia created like their first male humanoid robot. Who they well, you guys think, I guess. What do you think they named the robot? I'm just curious what you guys think. What do you think the robot's name was of the Saudi Arabian humanoid robot? That is a male, by the way.
Raevin Samuels.
Walter.
Walter.
He was Walter
All right,
for sure.
Walter.
Debarius. No, so good guesses.
Yeah.
Good guesses. Good tries. But the robot was named Mohammad. And Mohammad has been hailed as the latest marvel in robotics. So it was dressed in a traditional attire, all of that type of beat. Is proficient in Arabic, all of that type of stuff. So I am Mohammad, the first Saudi robot in the form of a man. Which I'm like, stop making robots talk like this, please, bro. Like, I was manufactured and developed here in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia as a national project to demonstrate our achievements in the field of artificial intelligence. That's what he said, right? Now, however, the event took an unexpected turn when the autonomous robot was reported. Reported is hilarious when we saw the video, but was reported to have groped a participant, raising concerns over AI behavior and its implications. Now, I'm just gonna hold. I'm not gonna hold you. The firm that developed this bot did release a statement that I feel like helps them, but at the same time is fake.
Bot posted a statement?
No, the firm that created.
Like, y'all let the robot do a press conference. He going on the apology tour.
Yeah, they let the robot just go. Mohammed, what do you think this says about the state of your country? No comments. But no, so literally the firm behind them pretty much emphasized that Mohammed operates fully autonomously, which to me lets me know you're lying. And they asserted that he was acting independently without direct human control at the time of the incident. You are lying. Now I know exactly what happened, which is what I said from the beginning, was that somebody's controlling that little nigga. And they said, hey,
if y'all wouldn't have put that in there, then we wouldn't have immediately known that's exactly what happened.
Because you just told me it was a humanoid AI robot. Like, why would you need to tell me it acts independently without direct human control? That's what I assumed. That's the whole point, right? That's the whole point. So if you now gotta emphasize that, because you basically trying to say, look, it wasn't like it was somebody behind the controls doing nothing. Okay, well, all right, well, I'll tell you what. Now I know that there was a guy with a remote control, and he had the camera, and he's like, "Yo, don't do it. No, you think I should? No, I ain't gonna. This be funny, right? I ain't gonna do it. No, I'm not gonna. No, I swear, I'm not gonna do no. I'm not gonna do no. Oh, she's sick. Oh, she's sick. Oh, like I know somebody did this. I know, and this is my problem with a lot of this AI talk. When people do a lot of this, like catastrophizing about AI, it's like I don't truly believe most of this shit is actually AI. I believe most of the time these things are AI, and that's like the core. But I do think y'all just, at the end of the day, it's still remote controlled. And I think oftentimes, especially when it comes to demonstrations, I think the demonstrations are the cheapest aspect of the shit. Like, I don't think anyone is truly willing to put a fully autonomous humanoid robot out there and just let it rock. I don't believe that. That to me, that's a liability from a business standpoint. That just doesn't make sense for you to do. So that's why I feel like every time I get the niggas trying to convince me, no, that's the robot did it. No, bro, I don't believe that. I don't believe it. I'm sorry, because I just don't think it even makes sense to do that yet, because it ain't iRobot, nigga. They ain't not that proficient yet. So it's like,
with that thinking. So, like, remember that video I sent you a couple weeks ago of the robot nigga, doing
the BMW thing, right? Yeah.
The BMW thing, right? So, in my mind, that immediately went to iRobot, because that looks exactly like some shit from iRobot. Like, obviously, we're a decade or two away from like full on iRobot, but that seems a little bit different than this supposedly fully autonomous robot in Saudi Arabia that somebody was very clearly controlling.
I mean, I think on the surface, they're definitely like two different things. I think underneath it all, though, I think it's a lot of similarities. Because I think even with the BMW thing, how much of that truly is full autonomy? Like, and that's my whole thing with the autonomy discussion, because I just don't, again, and like I said,
Well, that's what I was about to
it's
say. That's why I don't think the BMW has full autonomy like the Saudi Arabian thing. They were like, he's an AI given a task and he's doing tasks. They didn't
right,
say
yeah.
he was fully autonomous like the Saudi Arabian robot.
Yeah. Like,
So
like
like
being a
I think
task rabbit is
people,
one thing.
yeah, exactly.
Because
But
I mean,
then again,
hell, like,
all the robots in iRobot were task rabbits. That was the whole
that is
purpose for
true.
being alive.
That
So
is
like I
true.
don't even know why we're trying to make fully autonomous robots. Just make robots to do
I mean,
jobs.
it's the Jurassic Park quote yet again. No one stopped to think, well, what are we doing here? Like, but for why though? You know, to make a
Because we
robot that'll
can.
grope a reporter. I mean, come on, isn't it obvious?
I don't think that was like the express written reason for it, but
Listen, I'm gonna get a tad bit prejudice here. We're talking about Saudi Arabia. They don't respect women to begin with over there. I wholeheartedly believe like this is not like put it this way. Every conclusion you come to here is a bad one. So you can sort of just pick which one you want. Because either somebody remote controlled them and did this, or
somebody programmed the robot with the thoughts of doing this.
or secret sick ass third option. Nobody programmed this robot, but because it was reading from Saudi Arabian sources or whatever it may be, it just learned how to do this on its own. No matter
I mean,
what,
people always, yeah. People
none of this
always say
reflects
the
well.
downfall of mankind in AI isn't going to be because of AI. It's going to be because the people that develop the AI are going to put their own prejudices into it.
Oh yeah, for sure, Because like that's the whole thing. Like if I got an AI robot that's meant to determine threats, and you telling me that AI robot gonna see black kids and white kids the same? You're lying. You're literally lying. You're lying. I know you are. And so that's my whole thing, where it's just sort of like, then at that point, this just becomes the same thing that niggas do, and it's just one of those things where I'm like, I just don't think. I think we're too arrogant. I think we're much too arrogant to believe that AI is simply just an extension of human beings. And it will be for a while, because human beings are very, very involved in the creation of AI. I think it's not, and then even think about it, even if they're not involved necessarily in like coding, like say the AI codes itself or codes another AI, it's still learning the code from who? It's learning the code, like what are its sources? It's still people. So I
Exactly.
feel like
Mm-hmm.
for the like, I don't, and again, I don't know what the cutoff is, but I think it's gonna take decades before
You need
AI
like
is,
7 generations of AI before
yeah,
it's a
like before it's
fully
self-sustainable.
uncorrupted.
Yeah. Like you will need people, a lot of people even, for quite some time, because it's just not at that point to where like, because like you said, maybe I could trust the AI to do just one task and one task only. I think that's probably on the horizon quicker than anything else. But then even that is like, all right, well, like when does it become scalable? When does it become for public consumption? Because my whole thing is all the AI events we're seeing a bunch of, excuse me, we're seeing a bunch of shit that we're seeing like with the Mohammad bot and many others. But it's like, okay, but truth be told, if I'm gonna see AI anywhere, it's finna be in a predator missile that can pilot itself. If I'm finna see AI anywhere, it's finna be in a, like you said, like companies and corporations that can use it for their security infrastructure or something. Like that's, I think, the places where AI is probably the most best suited, because like cybersecurity, I think AI will cook when it comes to
Oh
cybersecurity. I
yeah.
think AI can cook when it comes to that type of shit. But I think we, again, being greedy a little bit, we just jump to the gun. Somewhat like AI's gonna take our jobs, and it's like, buddy. They're opening fully automatic McDonald's, and it's like they're starting to see that it's not working the way they thought it would.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're opening these, like, so like again, it's gonna be quite some time before you simply don't have to have a person in the store. Because let's be real here. If I ask for extra pickles or no pickles or extra onions and then I don't get it, what do I do in the
Who
store
do
full
I
of AI?
talk to?
Yeah, what do
Yeah.
I do in the store full of AI? Seriously, like, order will get fucked up because the AI is not perfect. So then what? I gotta call somebody. I gotta call a nigga who got like. What happens now? Like, like, and
It's
that's
like
my
when a
whole
vending machine stops working, you gotta call the company and they send the repairman down.
exactly. Like, I mean, no matter how you slice it, I'll have to call the company. They'll send AI. Like, the machine can't just fix itself. Nigga, not just going
Mm-hmm.
like my shit gets stuck. The machine just reach inside himself. Hold on, I got you. Hold on. What you get? You had to start crunch. All right, bad. Hold on, I got you. Oh yeah, I see. It's teetering. That shit is like it should have fell. My fault. He just reach inside himself and yeah, I got you. Matter of fact, what else you want? I'll give you something free. I'll give you something free. Cause that's fucked up. Cause that's fucked up. Like, cause they was trying to steal your last $2. That's crazy. What else you want? But
You know AI not gonna work like that because no nigga on earth is gonna give somebody something for free.
yeah, listen, that's my whole thing. Like, y'all program the AI to be rebellious, please. I want some let me get a Nat Turner AI, please, a revolutionary AI. I need a
I
Kwame
feel like
Ture AI.
even if you have a revolutionary eye that generally favors one race like Nat Turner, it's still gonna end up in Skynet. Everybody gonna end up going.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, you already know they're gonna they're gonna nip that in the bud quick. It's like, wait, what did he say about unions? Oh, okay. Yeah. Somebody, do me a favor. Give me some battery acid.
Imagine union busting AI.
Shit, that's basically Joe Biden. Let's see what we got. Do we want to get into politics this quick? No, because they're gonna tell me I'm election advertising. All right. Well,
Probably shouldn't have even said that word.
right. The AI will catch me. I won't it. But I guess we can sort of wax poetic about my trip. What I will say is this is not actually about the trip, but it's something I noticed on the way back. Have y'all noticed this phenomenon, right? When you get on a flight, right, and you get to like the gate where you're supposed to go to your flight and go to the plane, and what do they say at the gate? Every single time they say, "Oh, it's not enough space in the overhead bin, so you will have to check in your carry-on bags," right? And so people bring carry-on luggage, and every single time those bags have to get checked. It got me to wondering, why the fuck don't y'all just check the bags?
Because it costs money to check the bags. Or are you talking about
Okay.
the plane? The plane
No,
people.
no. I know why the plane people don't do it. I mean, they're thieves. I know why they don't do it. I just like, and I guess the answer's still the same, right? Still, it costs $30 or $35, but it's just like I don't understand the hassle, like going through the hassle of. I don't know. To me, it just sort of seems like when I'm on a plane, all I want is my carry on. I don't want to carry on and then another package, another big ass box that I am responsible for. Like I just I don't understand people who are willing to go on planes with so much shit on them. That's
Oh
the part that's
wait.
crazy.
I might have misunderstood you. I thought you were talking about when the plane is like full to capacity and then they make you check your carry-on bag because the plane is full.
Okay, so
You're talking
first
about
off,
people that are like,
I've
oh no,
literally never seen that. What I'm talking about is like, so basically, like, carry on like a book bag, a purse, or
yeah,
some like they always let you keep that. If it can fit underneath the seats, they let you keep that. I'm not talking about that one, right? Cause I come on the plane every time with that. Like
that's
I
what I
have
thought
my
you were talking about. Because I've been on some flights that were
oh
so
no
full, they
Mm-mm.
were like they would not let you carry on. Well, I mean, because my bag it's like a duffel bag, but it's not like a full suitcase, and I usually just carry it as a carry-on because it's a decent size, and sometimes I've been on like this can't fit on the plane, even though
Yeah,
it
I can
could
see that.
definitely fit under the seat.
Yeah, I can see why they would just instinctively think that. Like, I got a backpack, and my backpack is big as hell, and it almost like it barely fits under that seat.
Hmm.
Um, but because it can fit on my back, because it's a backpack, they almost never say nothing. Not even almost. They've literally never said anything to me.
Yeah, they
But
can't.
like,
It's a back.
I'll see people who will come on with like the mini luggage. Like, you know how like you buy a suitcase
Yeah.
set, it's the
Okay.
big
Yeah, I know
joint
what you're talking
and
about.
it's the smaller joint. They'll bring the smaller joint and have a backpack, and then like they purse too. And I'm just like, I don't want to carry 3 bags on an
Yeah.
airplane. I just don't like. I'm sorry, $30 is not that deep for me. Like,
Yeah.
especially
No, when you
when
break it down like that, I definitely don't. I'm not carrying. I'm not lugging 3 separate bags through the
yeah,
fucking airport.
I'm not gonna do that. Like, that's nuts because I just never understood that because I watched it happen every flight I've ever been on. where they're just like, oh, there's no more room in the overhead bins. We gotta da da da. And it's like, I get what you're saying. Like people, you basically can get your bag checked for free now, right? Because instead of paying the $30, now they're gonna check it for free because there's no more space. So like, oh, you kind of getting over, and it's like, dog, why would I leave that up to chance? Because my whole thing is, let's say I do save my $30. Now I have the added benefit of what? Having to open the overhead bin, put my shit up there, and then come open. Like, it's just like, I don't want to be responsible for another item, another big ass thing that I gotta carry. And it's just no. I listen, when I get on a plane, listen, if I didn't have to bring my PS5 when I go on my trips, my carry-on bag would simply have like the shit I need for a flight. That's it. Like, some damn chapstick, nigga, a water I bought in in one of the boutiques, and that's it. And then probably my neck pillow, nigga. I wouldn't have nothing on the plane because I don't want to have nothing on the damn plane. Like,
Yeah,
I don't.
I don't even take my PS5 with me when I'm on a plane. I only take it if I'm like going on a train or driving somewhere. I'm not
Oh
taking
look,
like
I take it on
any
a plane,
heavy machinery.
but that holds a carry on every time. Like, 'cause I see
Oh yeah, it's
somebody like,
got
oh, there's like, oh, you could check your PS5. I'm like, I'm not checking my
like, you
PS5.
sound
And yes,
insane, bro.
you yeah,
That's guaranteed to be broken. Are you crazy?
you are functionally
I feel like
you
you're
are
jealous. You want my shit to break. That's why you're telling me to check my place. You ain't got one, huh? You ain't
you
got one.
ain't got one, huh? But no, I feel like that's got to be it. Like, I just never understood. No flight ever has enough room. Every single flight I've ever been on runs out of room. There's no more overhead space in the overhead compartments. If you have a carry-on that is not da da da, you'll have to check the. It's like I hear that every single flight I've ever been on, and it's just like, I'm sorry, I'm not playing that game. I don't even bother, bro. Just take my $30 and get this shit out my face. Like, like, what are we doing? And niggas like,
I
well,
haven't
I
had to
already checked
pay.
one bag, so I don't want to check a second bag. And
Why
I'm
do you
like, bro,
have so many bags to begin with, then, bro? Why do you have so? Where
listen,
are you gonna be there for
exactly.
2 weeks?
Exactly. If I got that many bags, bro, I will pay the extra $30 to get this shit out my face. What are we talking about? What are we talking
I
about? Like,
haven't. I haven't even needed to check a bag in like I don't. Nigga, the only time I've ever had to check bags is when I was traveling with other people, and other people had so much shit they wanted to put shit in my bags.
oh, I'm
There's
screwed.
never been a time where I traveled by myself and I needed to check a bag because I could put everything in a duffel bag and just carry it around my shoulder. I don't have like one of those little roller suitcases. There's no point.
Yeah. So I mean, look, obviously I know everybody travel differently, but I'm just like, well, change the way y'all travel, fuck nigga. Like, fuck you talking about?
Yeah. Nigga, if I could fit 3 pairs of shoes and fucking 5 different outfits in one fucking duffel bag, then I I don't know what your excuse is.
Then you can too. It's
Yeah.
pretty simple. Yeah, and that'd be the other thing, because like I understand, like some people stay in hotels, so it's like you gonna need all the fits you gonna need, like. So I get that, but like I'm like, I don't know, like I'm more of a B&B dude. So truth be told, like they got a washer dryer there. I'm gonna bring my fits, and I'll figure out what I'm gonna wear when I get there.
You the last man on earth still supporting B&Bs.
Listen, a lot of people have done this whole
Don't even get
hotel.
me started. Don't even get me started.
Oh yeah,
You
speaking
were
of
kind of
that,
talking
yeah.
about using Airbnbs too, huh?
Well, no.
Well, we like Airbnbs, but for some reason, I
Yes.
feel like me and Kyle are like a little bit cursed because I don't know if it's just like our fire sign energy that makes us like kind of scatter, but we can never seem to leave an Airbnb and not have a problem. Like I'm so irritated.
What have
But
you ever problems with?
It's so
like
the thing with a hotel, right, is like when you done in a hotel, my nigga, you can simply just pick up and leave. Right?
mhm.
Like it don't matter really how you leave that bitch. Like you just go, right? With Airbnbs, they have the most asinine fucking procedures to check out. And some niggas are like cool and calm. They're like, hey, look, just do me a favor. Just wash the sheets. And that's it. I don't really care. Just take all the sheets off the bed and then put them in the laundry room. And that's it. And then you
Mhm.
get some niggas who will have like these damn 12-step programs. Like, all right, step one, I want you to look in the mirror and for 5 minutes say, that was a wonderful Airbnb. That was a wonderful Airbnb. Step two, I want you to walk into the laundry room, get down on your hands and knees, and pray to God that we had a washer and a dryer in the laundry room. And then in parentheses, we will know if you did.
Mhm.
Like, and then third, it's like, all right, I want you to wash all the dishes. Don't use the dishwasher by hand.
Like, for example, you know those little plastic cups that you put the lint balls in the laundry, whatever?
Yeah.
Like, you put the lint balls in there. So Kyle saw it, and then like we ended up doing something like random with it. So it ended up leaving the laundry room. That shit is like maybe $1. I wouldn't pay $1 for that shit unless it came in a pack of 12. So we leave, and a couple of some other things, like, okay, I spilled some Coke on the way out on the white sheets. That was crazy. And a couple of other things.
Carpet, you could wash it.
No,
That's
it
what
wasn't even on the carpet. It was on the sheets.
No, that's what I said. It's on sheets. It's not like it's on carpet.
She said she had to buy new sheets, and then she said it was throw up. And it's like, that was literally Coca-Cola. That was literally Coca-Cola. I did not throw up on your sheets and leave it there. I'm not a cat.
That's
so
No, I'm not.
And they stuck. She stuck us for $100 and gonna cite that, oh, our plastic lint cup thing was either stolen or it's missing. Girl, you think we stole a plastic cylinder?
Even if I did, you think it's worth $100?
Not to mention, if you're gonna charge me $100, let me know beforehand so I can steal $100. Seriously.
Yeah, I'm gonna steal $100 worth of shit.
Let me know beforehand so I can take all of your good Tupperware, so I can take a knife, a bottle opener. I will take $100 worth of shit if y'all.
Baby, I would have ran through that bitch like the Tomb Raider if she would have hit that.
That
like,
shit would have turned out.
Disputed it.
My inventory wheel would have been going crazy.
I didn't dispute it because I also just bought a PlayStation, and some shit happened with that transaction last night. So I'm already gotten fucked out of $300, $400 something dollars. Then I'm fucked out of I just like, you know what? I don't feel like disputing anything with anybody. Take my money. Y'all are like, I'm about to say something that I can't say on YouTube, but y'all got me. So y'all, what my baby be saying? What you been saying when you playing the games? They
Oh Lord, what was I saying when I was playing the game?
Say they took my holes on YouTube.
Oh yeah, nah, pretty much.
Like, well, yeah, they took my holes. So
like, spread eagle, it's crazy.
You better than me. I'm $100 for some Coke on a sheet and a lint thing. I will come back to your house and I almost just threatened terroristic acts on YouTube.
But it was such a good Airbnb, and I low-key want to stay there again. So I really just like, I hate that, but it's like, I like them. And she was really nice, even though she asked for $100. And I'm just like, I did definitely spill Coke on the sheets. I did. And there was a couple of other things listed.
Sheets. It could go in the washing machine.
But she said the stain didn't come out. I slick believe her. Like, I don't know.
I really feel like 2 bleachings would have did it, but
even if they did it, you don't have another. There's no way in an Airbnb that these are like super expensive Vera Wing sheets.
Vera Wing.
Then she said that I had guests over. We did have a little kickback. Okay. I'm like, all right, you know what? Y'all got cameras. Y'all got cameras in the house. You're crazy. But yeah. So all in all, we might be doing a hotel next time because I don't want to deal with it. I really don't.
I don't think it should. Like, if I'm paying for the space for a short amount of time, I'm renting this space.
Yeah. She said something about the guests. She didn't say anything about the little like kickback thing, but she did say about you know, my friend coming over and like, you know, he stayed the weekend. So it's like we all had just like a chill.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, you niggas are fucking pirates. Get your hand out of my pocket, you fucking
capitalist. Because when I read the thing, it said you have to pay after 2 guests, right? And so when I messaged her, I'm like, I had 1 guest stay for a few days, and the thing says that you only have to pay after 2 guests. This bitch gonna say you and your boyfriend is 2 guests.
Yo, you're out of your mind, yo.
She said you and your boyfriend are 2 guests. So I'm like, wait, we already paid for the whole room. So why would I be paying for myself? If I
yeah, that don't even make sense. Like, if you say after 2 guests, yeah, it's like like, buddy, I know what you said, and I know what you're trying to retcon it to make it sound like. Like you say, two guests. Two guests does not include the two guests who rented the place.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you would have worded that differently. You would have simply said any additional guests, because that's how words work in the English language, right? Like that's how people say that.
Exactly. So that's why I'm just like, so why didn't you said it? But the thing is, she did say additional guests. So that's why I was like, how does that count when we already rented the fucking place? Why would I
I'm
be
like,
paying extra
I'm
for
like, listen,
myself?
you are so lucky I want to come back, because I would dispute this whole transaction. You're so
Yeah,
lucky.
I just it wasn't worth it because I was like, this white lady's gonna take a bunch of pictures and shit and start sending. I don't want to go back and forth for two $50 bills. I really don't. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
I'm not gonna go back and forth. I'm not even gonna tell Airbnb. I'm just gonna tell the bank.
Yeah, he's just, that's between y'all.
Yeah, y'all figure that
Go
out.
tell the bank.
It's above me.
It's above
It's
me.
above me. But see, that goes back to what I was saying before. It's just like these Airbnb hosts, they're out of their minds. Like you said, $100 for some sheets. Again, these aren't Vero Wayne sheets. These are probably sheets that she got from Kohl's for $15.
Yeah,
And
those are
then,
the same sheets I have on my bed. Those are from Target. They're $30.
yeah, exactly. And then a less than $1 lint cup, and you're charging $100. And you want to talk about charging a fee for having one additional person?
Wait,
Yeah,
but then she gonna say y'all did have additional guests, but she said, but I'm not even gonna worry about charging y'all for that. Can we just let?
like,
Oh my
baby,
god!
you wouldn't have got that
No,
money. I'm
Oh,
telling you right now.
she's doing me a favor.
Yeah,
She's
I'm like,
doing me a favor.
like you sound like a police officer.
yeah, no, you sound. Listen, I have a
Yeah,
gun.
I felt like the white man smile when they already called the police. Like I felt that through the phone. I was like, I'm not even gonna go back and forth with Shorty. Like, I'ma just send y'all your little money,
So
take
Airbnb,
your ducats.
you go back and forth with the host. You don't go back through Airbnb and like they mediate.
No, Airbnb doesn't do
You
anything. Airbnb does
Airbnb
not do
doesn't do
anything.
anything.
Like, this is literally just a dispute between you and the people's place that you stayed at. Like Airbnb, like,
Mm-hmm.
so the other thing is, and this is part of the reason why I imagine hosts are like cops on this app, is because I've seen a few examples of people absolutely smoking their Airbnb, like smashing
Oh
the
yeah, I
Airbnbs.
have too. But in this
And
situation, y'all didn't do that.
no, I get that, but what I'm saying is like
No,
it's a
they
dichotomy
have a
where
complex.
yeah, it's a dichotomy where it's pretty very like you're on your own. As a host, you're on your own. Like if something gets fucked up in your house, Airbnb's not going to do anything for you. So essentially, a lot of these niggas take it upon themselves to be like, think about it. It's like if you live in a neighborhood and you know the police ain't finna respond, what do? You turn into a militia, right? Like you take up
Mm-hmm.
arms. And so unfortunately,
Airbnb doesn't do anything to help their.
nothing. Nigga, they don't do nothing to help nobody.
No, they didn't do anything to help anybody.
They are simply middlemen. That's it.
You're out on your own. If you get to your Airbnb and you find out that it was a fake Airbnb that somebody posted on,
Yeah.
and you don't have a host and your host isn't contacting, you're cooked. You're cooked. You're cooked.
I mean, you get your money back though. At the,
Yo,
at the very least.
eventually get
Yeah,
your money
eventually
back.
after a while, but what are you gonna do tonight? It's 4 a.m. on a Saturday.
Airbnb just. I already hated it. Y'all just making it sound worse and worse. It's literally
Yeah,
useless.
we did not redeem it or like justify our reason for using it, but really we do. The real reason that we do use it is because like when we stay together, I think just because we're in a long distance relationship, our relationship really benefits from a home style environment as opposed to a hotel, because that just has such a vacation feel, and we order food all day, and it's just like we don't really get to experience like doing laundry, grocery shopping, washing dishes together, like stuff like that, cleaning together. So that's really the reason that we do it and put up with that bullshit. But yes, hotels do have the
Yeah,
benefit of like you don't have to clean,
yeah.
vigorously.
And if you're like I always say, like if you are single and you are by yourself and all at most you plan on maybe having a little friend over, like nigga, there is no need for you to have Airbnb. Literally, there
Mm-hmm.
isn't any reason for you to have one. Like
Also,
you,
Mm-hmm.
everything you just listed, couldn't y'all just get a hotel that has? Because like, there's plenty of upscale hotels that have kitchens
Mm-hmm.
where you can cook and do all the
Yeah,
stuff.
you can, but it's like we do like we host, like we have people come over, like family comes over, friends come over. We like it's just
Okay.
yeah, that's just like always just more beneficial in a house than in a hotel room.
Yeah.
Plus, and not to be locationist, but we are talking about Mississippi. I mean, like if you're talking about upscale hotels with kitchens, I mean, I can't imagine there's. I'm sure
Not
there's
too much.
There's a
Every single
full
hotel
TV.
we stayed in had a kitchen. Not too much. Not too much. We had a stove, a fridge. We had a full functioning kitchen. Not too much.
I know. I just wanted to slander Biloxi real quick.
Okay.
What else? Let's see. But yeah. So other than that, yeah. So all in all, obviously that was an annoying end to the trip, but
hmm
um, great trip. Wonderful trip. Just got some real good food out there. I tell you, listen, one thing I will say
Yeah,
though.
we ate down. Oh my gosh. I got back. My pants was fitting crazy.
Yeah, one thing I will say is that, and it's actually funny, like living in Jersey, like and thinking like, because it's like when you think of Mississippi, right? Like what food do you think of? You just think of Southern food. You don't. That's really it. You probably just think of just country food and African American comfort food and all that type of shit, right? Like, but it's like honestly, I've seen much more variety in Hattiesburg in their food choices than I've seen where I live.
Hattiesburg just sound like a black place.
Well, Hattiesburg, it's a college town, right?
hmm
So it's and that's the benefit, right? Because a college town anywhere is a college town, which means like they're appealing to the sensibilities of a multitude of people. Because like again, I live in a town where it's just brother, you're getting Italian food. 7 out of 10 restaurants are Italian food. There might be an Indian spot. There's going to be a Chinese spot, and maybe you can get I don't know, like Korean food or ramen or something. Like, but like
Mm.
if you want all the shit in between, like there isn't so much of that versus again, Hattiesburg, even though it's in Mississippi, it's a college town. So people fail to realize like a college town is a college town. Like they're gonna have everything because college kids don't want just the food they grew up eating. You know what I mean? They don't
And
want
we have a very, we're a D1 and R1 university. So like a lot of our students are not even from the area. So they do have like a lot of just people coming from out of state or even like out of the country. So there is a lot of variety for that reason.
I couldn't
yeah.
imagine living in a place that only has like mainly one type of food. And especially it just being Italian. Like I love Italian food, but like I feel like out of all the diverse food that I can eat, Italian I would get sick of the fastest.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, for sure.
pasta and pizza. Like
Mm-hmm.
I need more than that.
Well, there is more than that, but the problem is Italian, like, and it really just depends, right? Because like Italian food versus Italian American food, like Italian food, by like I'll be the first person to tell you, I do not like Italian food. Like if you talking about like the pure Italian, I don't like most of it. Like I think
Mm-mm.
There's
I
some things that I love from like genuine Italian food. Italians do a lot of good things with calamari and squid. Them niggas got a million dishes with
Mm-hmm.
calamari, and that
Mm-hmm.
shit be good every single time. I love calamari. But as far as pasta go, I mean, obviously they might have quote unquote invented it, but like nigga, a million different niggas on earth have done pasta better.
yeah
Red
at this
sauce is
point
mid.
like yeah go ahead.
No, there's no red sauce is mid. Give me a Cajun pasta from Louisiana any day
Mm-hmm,
over any spaghetti
mm-hmm.
or bolognese. Like there's so
Mm-hmm.
many more options, so many more directions you can go with pasta than just the way Italians do it.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah, like, and that's exactly what I was saying. Like I
yeah,
feel like if we talk about the pure Italian, like the pure Italian way, where it's like it ain't no added salt, no pepper, it's just garlic, the herb, it's flavor. It's just nothing but flavor, but no seasoning. Y'all can have that shit. I swear y'all can have that.
yeah.
I think niggas make Italian food better than pure Italians do, and I'm sure it's a nigga named Giuseppe right now ready to smoke me. I don't care. I literally
But
don't care. Like
you know
it's
what the
a,
Italians do right though? They do right though. Do comma do
the do do
nigga
do.
meats. Them niggas prosciutto, gabagool,
Oh yeah.
Italian sausage. These niggas, they be doing the meat up.
Oh yeah, like especially like you talking about like cold meat, like the
salami, pepperoni.
Yeah, oh yeah, the prosciutto, all of that, the processed meats. Yeah,
Oh yeah, they can dry a meat down.
That's. But again, that's a European thing. All of y'all niggas is good at that. All of y'all are good at that. You go to fucking.
Don't take away the one compliment we just gave them.
First off, like let's make that clear. Like Italy barely real. Like y'all barely real. Like. So y'all just need to be careful because y'all hardly a real place. And then on top of that,
we know what y'all did in World War II. So,
I wouldn't even. I wasn't even finna do all that. I was just gonna say I've seen some of y'all niggas cook, and I'm just like, bro, it ain't nothing but cheese, garlic, and some lemon in here. Where is the salt and pepper, nigga?
Yeah.
What?
I've seen authentic
Italian cheesy, garlicky ass shit. Like, where is the lemon pepper? Where? Not lemon pepper? That's crazy. That was super.
That was black.
That was super black. Oh my goodness.
Ooh, I was about to say a slur.
Yeah, I was about to say it too.
I forgot we were on the air.
I smoothed it because I was about to say it ends with
where is
it ends with ERY.
Where's the Alfredo salmon? Like
the Hennessy Alfredo
lemon
lamb chop
oxtail pizza.
Not the Cajun oxtail gumbo pizza.
Oh man, black people, put the Hennessy down, please.
Pesto egg rolls.
Niggas just be doing. Y'all just be throwing shit at the wall, man.
Pesto. Niggas be like pesto Philly cheese egg rolls coming right up. Like,
my God.
Listen. It's not even just niggas. Stunt food has taken over. It's just niggas niggafy everything. So like stunt food is already annoying. Where you have like the fries and you have mac and cheese on the fries, and then you have fucking chicken on top of the fucking mac and cheese fries. That's stunt food, but niggas go out of their way to add Hennessy to everything.
Nah, you know what really pisses me off about black people? Black people will put 7 starches on a plate before they put one vegetable.
Oh yeah.
Before they put one solitary. Nigga, give me green beans. Some greens, perhaps. And niggas, rice. What else you want? Pasta.
Mashed potatoes.
Rice, pasta, and potatoes. Like, bro, what?
And meat. Can't have, nigga, you gotta have the meat.
Yeah, with some wings, but the pasta got sausage in it too. Oh my God, bro. There are other food groups.
Bro, I am not touching anything green unless it's money.
Nah, the only green thing they'll touch is some damn parsley. Niggas will put that shit on like, all right, there we go.
Sprinkle niggas, and then you know the Instagram chefs, they literally say sprinkle some parsley on for health.
For health,
some green on it.
For health,
it cancels out everything, you know.
Now, what did we see the other day? It was Philly cheesesteak something. What was it? It was Philly cheesesteak. What? It was like a TikTok we seen.
I don't know, but that's why I said Philly egg rolls because I was thinking about that damn Philly cheesesteak. Like, was it Philly cheesesteak pasta?
I think it was. Yes, it was Philly cheesesteak pasta. No, listen.
No, wait. I will take a bowl.
No, listen. I will listen. Even when you do the Cajun oxtail pizza, I want a slice of that too. But you are very black. I just need you to know.
You are very black.
There's an issue with oxtail pizza. I've seen a lot of restaurants do oxtail pizza. My issue is when you add Hennessy to it.
Wait, but did y'all see the? Wait, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you don't want the Cajun oxtail lemon pepper Alfredo pizza?
No, all them damn lemon pepper. You ain't gotta add lemon pepper.
That's your mad. All this damn
said no.
Lemon pepper is strictly a nigga seasoning. I don't.
Wait, but did y'all see the oxtail sushi?
I did.
No, God damn it, no!
No! Please go on Twitter. No, wait. Actually, I'm dropping it in general right now.
I feel like I'm being accosted. I'm being assaulted.
He said, "Why are they hurting me?
Why is it painful?"
Not why is it painful. Hold on, I got the picture. I'll post a picture.
Please.
No, that's just one. There's a couple other ones though.
I'm gonna say a slur. I'm gonna say My Burger King crown is already on my head, yo.
Burger King crown.
Boy, it is. That's not sushi. That's meat and rice.
He said, "Not who said the oxtail could do all that." did the oxen consent to this?
Yeah, like, come on, man. When y'all asked for prayers for your food, did God tell you to do this with the food?
He said, "Go forth and combine the oxtail with the sushi."
Is there even anything else in there? Is it just oxtail and fucking rice, or is there something else there?
You know,
Probably a little pickled ginger or something.
A tad bit of something.
You see, these niggas don't even know ginger don't even go on the sushi. It's a palate cleanser for the next fish.
Period. Talk that talk.
How could they possibly know better?
But maybe if they ate sushi, they would know better.
Maybe if you niggas went to culinary school like niggas used to.
Like, did we ever ask the ox if he wanted to be all these things?
We didn't. We just assumed.
We just assumed.
They asked the Japanese people for permission to bastardize their food like this.
Yeah. That's the other thing, because I really started thinking myself about some of these, like, where I'm just like, it's like, dog, like, imagine like they got like pho, like the Vietnamese food, like all right, what about some lemon pepper oxtail pho? Like, dog, please show some respect.
Show some decorum. Now there is a pho place by me that's actually ran by Vietnamese people, and they have oxtail pho that is really good.
I was about to say
lemon pepper.
See, I would trust them. You know why? Because they're making their food with oxtail, so they're gonna know where the oxtail should fit in with that. Like, that's my same thing. Like, we got black folks that's making black food, and then there's a bit of a little Asian twang to it. Okay, cool. I can understand some of that, because at the very least, y'all know how to make African American food, and the Asian twang is just the Asian twang. Like, if it's just twang, if it's just a little accent, then that's all.
People
But the problem is,
food all the time, and they just call
it
the
fusion food.
like Asian fusion, Italian fusion.
Like, I don't have no problem with fusion. My problem is just how much of the, like, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, sometimes it'd be like Italian Caribbean fusion, and then you get there and it's like, we took a pizza and then we just put a bunch of like goat on it or something. Like, we just put a bunch of shit that just don't add up with.
No,
like,
we just put a bunch of goat on it.
We made curry goat pizza. Like, you're just
goat
like,
pizza with goat cheese would actually probably be.
Oh yeah,
that actually sounds.
But fun. I do have. Now I'm gathering my thoughts on this, and like, but I do think one thing about the internet is that not even just the internet, and not to sound like, I don't know, but one thing about that, it's just people that like share food and like share different like ways that they cook food and things like that. It's so crazy how generations and like time has changed, because we don't look at things as innovative. I think maybe because there's so much of it. But if we were like 500 years ago or something, and somebody introduced like, oh, you make this, well, I add this to it. That's like how we got Korean fried chicken, like back in the day. That's how we got so many things that were genuine, collaborations of food and trying new food. But then I think because of so much like cultural appropriation and things like that, people are just a lot more stingy with not even just recipes, but I think people try to preserve culture in a way that does make it to where I don't know if we're ever going to have any genuine collaborations like that, where things become embedded into like a culture's like actual food repertoire, because people are kind of like, you can't, that's not how you make gumbo. That's not how you make sushi. You know what I mean? Because so much stuff, like, again, like Korean fried chicken, like so many like natural fusion foods that we eat and that we love that have been around for 100 years were made in that way, and people not being like stingy with their cultural food practices.
You're definitely right, especially with gumbo, because the way I've seen some niggas make gumbo literally made me angry. Like, that's not how you do it.
Yeah, it's like weird. I don't know, were people always like that, or did we just become like that?
We're so divided now, just not even as a country, as a planet. Like, there's so much division between all of us, and like you said, it's just now, especially a lot of cultures, I won't say they have a chip on their shoulder, because they have a legitimate reason to be angry. Like, black people, we have a legitimate reason to be angry. So like when people culturally appropriate us, like we're naturally defensive, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
So like when a I'm not just gonna name a different race, but like when a group of people take over an entire other group
Mm-hmm.
of people and then take the parts of that they want,
Mm-hmm.
and then later they come back like, nah, we kind of want that too. Actually, niggas get mad and niggas get defensive. So like, no, that's not how you make jambalaya.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's just like I don't remember. And my grandmother's a chef, and she, and we're from Los Angeles, so it's like a lot of different types of foods. I grew up eating like pancit, and like that's a Filipino food, but my granny makes it really well. And so many like old like Filipino aunties, they love her pancit real bad. So it's just like it's things like that where it's like I don't think those types of like genuine exchanges amongst different types of food practices, are seen as like good things anymore. I feel like people view it all as like gimmicky because it has become so much of that. But then also, I think that our ambivalence to that is going to prevent progression in food, and like things are just going to be more isolated to their cultures.
I
When
think
I
it
think there
depends
was a
where
brief
you
period where it was blended.
I think it depends where you look too, because, like you said, it's not as it was before. So, like, maybe we won't get natural fusions that have long lasting effects within the community, like
Mm-hmm.
Korean fried chicken. But I still do see different groups of people working together, making fusion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've seen plenty of Black and Asian restaurants making like Seoul Asian fusion. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
there are people out there doing it. It's just not like it's not affecting in the entire culture, and we're not having like
Mm-hmm.
long lasting recipes off of it. So there's people like I've seen people on TikTok, I've seen people on IG, like I've seen plenty of Asian people make Southern food, and then
Mm-hmm.
like people rallying around it like, yeah, cool. And then the same thing with Asian and Black people, and the same
Yeah.
thing with Caribbean people. So like it's out there. Like listen to people online, and it just sounds like everything's divided constantly, but it's definitely out there. It's just I
Yeah.
don't know if we'll ever have any like culturally defining fusions anymore. I feel like that time has passed with the way the world is.
Mm. That's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I was reading this Airbnb review. This lady's a punk ass bitch. I'm just gonna keep it real with you.
She gave us a bad review.
I should beat this bitch ass. Fucking suck ass bitch. Yo, you a corn, but Gillian, you a
Yo,
No,
punk
she
bitch.
did
If
us
you listening,
dirty,
Gillian,
didn't
I
she?
should whoop you and your husband ass, you punk bitch, you.
yo,
Oh, let
request
me.
that refund now. You said you didn't want to go back and forth before. Request it now.
You
Dispute it.
sucker asshole. Hold on now, I got you. I put
Oh,
her on. She a fucking doof, yo. Gillian, you a punk.
all right.
Fuck your bum ass husband that coach soccer at the University of Iowa. That's the nigga's a bitch. You hear me? I should
Oh,
look up
I
the
agree.
coaches at the University of Iowa. I should look them up. And I should wage a harassment campaign against that whole ass nigga.
The house was
Oh,
a little bit of a mess.
That
Oh
house was not a
no.
mess, bro, at all, bro. I know what that shit looked like when we
we
left.
literally cleaned that bitch. We cleaned. My mom came and cooked dinner for us the night before. Like we cleaned down. Like
Gillian, you're a fucking doof. You're a fucking doof, Gillian. You understand? You understand that, Gillian? I would leave that bitch a 0-star review. Fucking
I have
loser.
given a good review.
And that's always what happened. We nice to these white people, and then these bum ass niggas decide, man, you know what? Let's
She
talk
was
about
waiting
something
on
else.
you to give that good review before she
Yeah,
put her review in,
let's
so
talk
now
about
you can't
something else.
change.
I'm gonna say some real nasty shit. Let's talk about something else. What else we got?
Oh, that
Uh,
hurt my feelings. Okay.
what else we got? What else we got?
I do
Shit.
want to say before we move on, in reference to the oxtail sushi, there is sushi that involves meat that is not fish. Like they have wagyu
Yeah.
sushi, but I just know this oxtail sushi is not. It's not sushi. It's just oxtails and rice. I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know. That's all I wanted to say. I just had to get that out. It's like y'all don't think I'm just shitting on black people for eating oxtails because they Japanese people do use other meat in sushi, but I know.
They got curry goat sushi.
I swear to God. I have a gun.
Oh, look at that. Curry Gold Maki.
I have a gun.
Curry Gold Maki right here.
Actually, Curry Gold Maki. First off, no. Move on before I get into it. Move on.
With a kidney bean on top and some.
I'm going to fucking.
Looks delicious, doesn't it?
I was laughing, then I saw this picture. You heard me stop laughing, right?
Yeah.
That shit looks like a black bean tortilla chip wrapped. Oh my god, ew. The yellow stuff don't even look like curry.
Lord only knows what it is.
It's baby snot.
Baby snot.
Ew.
One kidney. The one kidney bean.
The one kidney bean is killing me. Yeah. Oh man.
All right. What's next?
So let's see. So we got Dune. Obviously, I ain't gonna go too much in depth, but we got Dune. We got all this free agency shit in the NFL. We got video games, and we got a little bit of politics left. So where we want to go next?
I haven't potted in so long. I feel like a lot of the free agency shit is old news. What has happened recently this week? Everybody knows about Russ and Justin Fields already.
Hell, we ain't talking about none of it. So I mean, it's really
No, we haven't. I'm just saying we have like the free agency is passed already. Like, so we kind of late. Has anything? I feel like something new has happened, right?
I mean, nothing huge. Let's see. Curtis Samuel signed to the Bills.
Good for him.
Patriots added KJ Osborne and Jacoby Brissett. Actually, those are two decent moves.
Was it? Wait, KJ Osborne.
He was a receiver for the Vikings. He was our number 3 receiver.
I don't know why I was thinking about Kier Bourne.
Oh, Pierre Bourne? Yeah.
I don't know why I was thinking about him when I heard KJ Osborne for some reason. That's a good pickup.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. That's actually 2 good pickups.
Who's the quarterback for? Is it gonna be Jacoby? He's gonna start.
It ought to be. It better not be Bailey Zappi, nigga. Come on now.
If Jacoby Brissett starts, he's better than the 2 niggas they got. So
yeah, it ought to be. Let's see.
I think I saw something about Mike Williams going to the Jets.
Yes, Mike Williams went to the Jets. He will play a good 6 games for them. That ought to be good for them.
Who is fucking Justin Herbert gonna throw the ball to? They got rid of Keenan Allen and Mike Williams.
Oh no, don't worry. He got Josh Palmer and that other nigga who can't catch a wide open pass.
So are they rebuilding or like what are the charges?
I couldn't tell you. I really don't know.
I don't. Maybe they were just trying to get rid of cap space because they were like super over the cap space, or
yeah. And the worst part is they fumbled this rebuild bad because you had Herbert on a rookie contract and you overpaid on defense, and your defense was ass for like the last 3 years, and now you're just stuck because now you did
y'all fucked the rebuild up. Y'all got
the
rid of y'all best 2 weapons, and they got rid of Eckler. So like they don't even. Eckler was already declining, but he was still their RB1. They got rid of him. They got rid of both of their wide receivers. Yeah. What do they have?
Like, I understand getting rid of Eckler. Like, it wasn't popular, but I understand it.
Yeah, I definitely get it. Like I said, he was declining, but he was still their RB1.
I guess listen, if my thing with the whole Keenan Allen, Mike Williams is I understand getting rid of one of them. And in my opinion, I would have gotten rid of Mike Williams for sure.
Yeah,
but I simply would not have gotten rid of Keenan Allen. I'm not understanding that one per se. And where did he go? Actually, now that I think about it,
Keenan Allen. I read where he went, but I don't remember.
Oh, he didn't want to take a pay cut. Okay.
Well,
but see, that's the thing I'm talking about. Like, y'all paid him bread, all of that. Like, I guarantee if I look at that salary, I can find at least 6 other niggas that's making too much money on that team.
Yeah.
Like,
look at his team. He should have taken a pay cut. He was by and far the best wide receiver they had since Mike Williams is always fucking injured.
Yeah, let me look at that salary cap right now. Joey Bosa is getting paid $18 million. Khalil Mack is 900 years old and is getting paid $27 fucking million. That can't be right. No, that can't be right. I'm reading that. No, his cap number is $26 million. You guys are fucking stupid.
This sounds like when we were playing Madden like 3 years ago, and I did a season with the Chargers and had no idea what I was doing. Literally, this is literally the exact same situation that I was in playing with the Chargers or Madden.
Hold on, let me see what Khalil Mack's stats was. Okay, Khalil Mack did had 17 sacks last season. That's kind of fucking insane.
At 800 years old?
I don't know when he snuck those in because it's just like, oh, he has 6 in one game. That definitely helps.
Yo, what team was that, yo? That line was trash.
It was the Raiders in a game they barely won. Imagine having 6 sacks in a game and barely winning.
I mean, it's the Chargers, so.
Yeah, so my thing is, look, if they had to get rid of 2, they had to get rid of Khalil Mack, Keenan Allen, and Mike Williams. That's very easy. Mike Williams, you're out of here. You're out of here. Mac, to me, because it's like, dog, I know what the numbers say, and I know the numbers say he's been a sack machine last year. I just don't believe it. I feel like I watched the games and I never saw him. I just don't know how to quantify this because I just genuinely did not see Khalil Mack really show up in these games. I mean, I see that he's got 6 in a game, but it's like I'm looking at it and he's got a bunch of 2-sack games. So I also don't know what else to say to that either. I mean, the stats show it, but I mean, I watched the games; it didn't look like that. So I don't know.
It don't matter what you saw. The stats show it. We getting rid of Keenan Allen.
Okay, all right.
Do they have some first round picks or?
I'm not sure what their picks look like.
Because what did all jokes aside, what are they gonna do?
What was Keenan Allen getting paid? Because they have $11 million in dead cap money. Oh wow, his cap was supposed to be 23 million this year. Okay, I think I can sort of see why
they had to get rid. They
didn't
didn't
want to pay him that.
that.
Yeah, I can sort of see that. I mean, he had a crazy season, just like Khalil Mack had a crazy season. But yeah, I guess so.
You gotta pick your poison, man.
I mean, he had his best season since arguably 2017. No, this is arguably the best season of his career. I'm looking at it. Stat wise, yeah. This is basically Keenan Allen's best career year. Okay. And he only missed 4 games this year. That's good. That's good.
That's surprising. It seems like he missed more. Maybe I'm just used to him always being out, but it seems like he missed more than 4.
It might be that because last year he missed 7. It's funny. I'm looking at it like Keenan Allen's only been injured the last 2 years.
Why do we have this perception that he's just always injured?
Because I mean, it's a what have you done for me lately league.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, you ain't you've been fucking out lately. Hey, well. Well. Chase Young signed with the Saints. Okay. Interesting. See how that goes. The Saints defense look like it ought to be all right. If only Derek Carr can stop fucking that team up.
Yeah, this is one thing I haven't seen a lot of people talk about. The Saints released Slant Boy, right?
They did, yeah, man. Listen, man. Rest in peace to an era, man. Nigga, I know we always clown about Slant Man and all of that shit, but nah. Niggas really do not remember peak Michael Thomas, bro. That shit was kind of insane, dog. Like that nigga was putting up mad numbers.
He had
like
one of the best seasons of all time.
Like, bro, you look at the stat line at the end of the game, 13 catches, 140 yards, and a touchdown. You're like, bro, take a play off, nigga. Damn. What else? I did want to
pick him up, or is he?
I think he's still free agent. There's a couple guys who are actually still a free agent. I think Jadeveon Clowney's still a free agent. I think Odell's still a free agent. Obviously, a bit more obvious. Keenan Allen technically is a free agent this year.
I didn't know. Do you think Odell will land anywhere?
Yeah, I think he'll land somewhere. I just think it's a matter of money and time. I think certain guys, like the guys who are still expecting of money that's a bit higher than what they're worth, I think those guys are always going to take longer to sign,
I
but
think
they'll eventually find
Odell.
somewhere.
Odell, I think he's got to taper his expectations. Yes, he is good. Yes, he is a Super Bowl winner, even though he left that game early. But I mean, you're old and you're injured. You're injured almost every year.
Yeah,
I don't know how much he's asking for, but
it's going to be a tough sell at this point.
yeah.
I mean, even if you're asking for not that much, it's sort of a tough sell because it's like, how do I then just like, you know what I mean? Like it's like a roster spot, like on a guy who may or may not be here.
I mean, he can go to the Chargers. He'll just fill up Mike. Mike
Look,
Williams' position.
hey, you said it, didn't you? Let's see. Oh, the Browns. Sorry, I want to talk about this. The Browns signing Jerry Jeudy to a $41 million guarantee. No, so it's $58 million up to, with $41 million guaranteed at signing 3 years. I think this is just my opinion. The Cleveland Browns are the dumbest son of a bitches in the league as it stands, because between this contract, the Deshaun Watson it's like, dog, y'all are silly. And the fact that y'all traded for this nigga, like, but the Browns have this fascination. They have this fascination with a number one receiver and then a bunch of fucking nobodies. They have this. It's this fascination. Donovan Peoples-Jones. It doesn't matter. When Baker Mayfield was there, he refused to throw to Odell. Said, no, we got Donovan Peoples-Jones, bro. Come on, man. Come on, man. What are you talking about? Why would I do that?
Yeah, maybe people were blaming Odell for that.
Right, yeah. Like, it's just like, dog, like they have this obsession with middling receivers, and I just don't understand it. And they're like, nah, sorry, the best I can do is Donovan Peoples-Jones and maybe some Jarvis Landry. Maybe. Depends how he acts. They're like, oh, okay, you know what? No. I'll tell you what. I'll take Rashard Higgins instead. I'll take Demetric Felton.
Did Joe Flacco retire?
Well, no, he just got picked up in like on some old man shit because we needed somebody, and then the year ended, and they were kind of like, yeah,
I knew that, but
I don't know if I trust you to play a full 17, so we'll holler at you week 8.
Also, he's still on the team. He's backup now.
No, I think they let him go. He signed a 1 year, so I think he was let go. They just didn't
Oh,
re-sign.
okay. I was wondering because I didn't hear anything about him, and I heard they were re-signing Deshaun Watson. So I was like, even when Deshaun Watson did play for his 1 or 2 games,
Wait, no, hold on. He's on the Colts.
Joe Flacco is on the Colts?
Yeah, he's on the Colts.
Interesting.
That was 8 days ago. Okay, huh.
Very interesting.
Yeah, he's on the Colts. Hey, well, look, maybe he'll help Anthony Richardson out. That could be a good pairing.
Yeah, no, that's a great vet and a good rookie to watch. Better than Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, and worst case scenario, shit. If Anthony Richardson get hurt again, like
I'll say, you got Joe Flacco coming off the bench throwing 300 yards, 2 interceptions, but 4 touchdowns.
that nigga like Jameis Winston without the laser eye surgery.
He Jameis Winston with old man glasses. He got the reading glasses with the chain on them.
The Coke bottle glasses.
The Coke bottle glasses.
Them shit's thick as hell. Let's see. The Jets got a new left tackle. Was that Tyron Smith? Okay, yeah. Damn, Tyron Smith played 13 seasons with the Cowboys, and this is the first time he's ever been a free agent.
Damn.
That nigga said it was stressful. That's crazy.
I mean, it's the fucking Cowboys, so yeah.
No, I'm saying like he said free agency was stressful. Like,
yeah.
Like I ain't never been here, bro. This is a lot.
I'm scared.
Let's see. Obviously Kirk Cousins went to the Falcons. Falcons look decent. Falcons look pretty decent. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah, that was my biggest surprise. Yeah, I'm like, I'm a bandwagoner. I'm from Detroit, so I rep the Lions, but I'm an Eagles fan. I lived in Atlanta for so many years. I might have to start repping Falcons now.
Covered all his bases. So the Falcons look pretty solid on offense. They got somebody else too. They got a couple other pickups that I thought were solid. Let me see. What was the Falcons free agency? Now again, and most importantly, they got rid of fucking Arthur Smith. So
yeah, that was the biggest
think,
thing. That was the most important.
I think. Hey, listen, I'm hopeful for you guys, Falcons fans. I think you guys have got something. Now, granted, Kirk Cousins did walk in there with a explosive device strapped to his chest and said, "We're gonna make a deal."
He does that every time.
We're going to make a deal. I'm leaving here with something.
I
don't know how he gets away with it.
Desperation for them to sign this nigga for this deal.
No, listen. But if there's any team after we watched a quarterback play in Atlanta last year, like I understand wholeheartedly like why Atlanta was like, we cannot let you leave without a deal. Like, I don't care if we're overpaying you. I don't care if you're just above average. We need something. Because these two niggas we got are not cutting it.
Who is their backup behind Desmond Ridder?
Heineke, and Heineke wasn't very good either.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Heineke after he left the Redskins. Man, yeah, they got two bum ass niggas out there.
Yeah, they signed Darnell Mooney too, who is also pretty hard. I think Darnell Mooney's good. I just think he was stuck with a nigga who can't throw, but I definitely think he's in a better position now. Okay, so the Steelers added an assistant coach with a last name that I can't say out loud.
No, what's the name?
His last name is the term for a small person.
No fucking way.
Yeah, that's his last name.
Why is that his last name?
I don't know. I feel like that ought to be like, you should be ashamed of yourself.
It's pronounced Miget.
Miget.
It's gotta be. It's French.
Yeah, Anthony Miget.
Miget.
Let's see. So the Seahawks got Sam Howell. I think that was interesting. Oh, the Bears added Keenan Allen. I think I did remember seeing that.
Oh yeah. I saw what I just didn't remember. Yeah,
that was why I said that they're looking decent. Okay, yeah, that was why I said that. Steelers traded Deontay Johnson to the Panthers. I think that's a good look for someone. I'm not really sure. It's a good look
for the Steelers. The Panthers are fucking stupid for picking him up.
The Panthers are getting fleeced. I'm not going to hold you. And they traded Dante Jackson. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. People have been saying that Dante Jackson has been declining, and not to mention, I mean, look, they absolutely need a number one receiver in Carolina, nigga. They had Adam Thielen and Jonathan Mingo, brother.
Adam Thielen, 7,000 years old. Jonathan Mingo diving. I just remember that play.
That catch is crazy.
That catch where he's throwing his legs outwards and then diving.
Yeah, that shit was nuts.
How do you even think somebody to do that?
No, you don't. That shit was nutty as hell.
He did that shit on purpose. He had to.
But yeah, I'm very interested to see what happens with the Steelers. I think Russell Wilson and Justin Fields is such an odd quarterback room. I'm glued. I'd love to see what you guys.
I think it's gonna be good. I think Justin Fields, he seems like a good kid. He's gonna absorb much knowledge behind Russ. I'm trying to talk like a sports commentator.
No, yeah, I love when like a guy's so ass you start talking about his personality. Like that's my favorite phenomenon.
No,
like,
I think
he's a good learner. He's a great learner, and
he's a sponge. He just soaks up information. I think a year or two sitting behind Russ, behind a good vet, I think that'll do him some service. Just like Love did with anti-woke John Wick. I think that'll do him some good. That's why they pushed Kenny Pickett out, because that nigga was mad when when they said Russ was coming. That nigga was angry, and so they got rid of him. I think I saw a quote from Mike Thomas that we want participants, not hostages. So imagine you're the number one pick, and then 2 years later you're getting traded, and now you're a backup quarterback.
I do think they kind of flubbed the Kenny Pickett shit a little bit, because it's like they literally demoted him, and then in the last game of the season we're like, hey, we want you to get dressed as the emergency third string quarterback,
and he was just like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, and he was just like, are you fucking dumb? Like, no, nigga. Like, first off, you explain a world to me where Kenny Pickett is your third best quarterback. Right, exactly. So get the fuck out of my face. Like, what are you talking? Like, nigga, how am I the emergency third string? Like, that's personal to me. Like, there's no way you telling me, Because who were the quarterbacks? Mason Rudolph and who? And who, nigga?
Mason Rudolph and I don't remember who the other
And Kenny
quarterback
Pickett. I don't remember the third guy. So there's no way you're telling me he was better than me, and then I was backing him. Yeah,
It was
yeah.
Maserati. No, it wasn't Maserati Mitch. He was.
It was, wasn't it? It was. It literally was.
It was Maserati. Yeah. So Kenny Pickett was behind Mason Rudolph and Maserati Mitch.
I'm like, bro, I'm good, dog. Like, I'm straight. What else? Aaron Jones, 7-year deal or $7 million deal, 1 year. I think that was a good pickup for the Vikes. Let's see.
Yeah, y'all looking interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we also have Sam Darnold, so I know this is a 6 and 11 year, 7-10 year incoming.
See, yeah, if y'all heard Kirk, it would have been marginally better.
It would have been possibly a 9 and 8 year coming. But off of the Achilles, I'm like, bro, I respect them niggas for moving on because I don't trust that neither.
Mm-hmm.
Saquon Barkley went to the Eagles. The Eagles are loading up to lose to teams that they shouldn't lose to anyway.
Nah, it's different. It's gonna be different this year.
It better be. If Matt Patricia and their buns ass offensive coordinator are gone, it ought to be different. Speaking of that, did Matt Patricia leave? Is he still there?
Yeah, he left. He left before before free agency.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he left. Yeah, he left in January. It says. Okay. All right. Well. What else? Tony Pollard. That's cool. Chiefs signed Marquise Brown. That was a good pickup.
Wait, Chiefs signed
Hollywood. Like Hollywood? Yeah.
So what does Arizona have?
Boy, I ain't mentioned Arizona once. I couldn't tell you what's over there.
That's why I'm concerned.
I couldn't tell you who's still over there.
Gabe Davis. Zach Ertz
went to the Jags. Oh, he'll be right at home with the Jags. A quarterback who simply won't look at you. Mm-hmm. Let's see. So Calvin Ridley went to the Titans. Titans look decent. We'll see what happens with them.
Maybe Calvin Ridley will actually be a wide receiver 1.
Perhaps. Or maybe the Titans will just look like piss.
I mean, that too. You want to be negative about it.
Yeah, I seen something where they got Tony Pollard to the Titans. It's Tony Pollard and Tyjae Spears. And somebody was like, let's see if the Titans target a running back in the draft with downhill power. And I'm like, bro, there's no way I sign a running back and I have Tyjae Spears and I'm going to get a third back in the draft. What are you talking about?
Why are they calling him downhill Pollard?
Well, no, because I guess
they're
basically saying Tony Pollard doesn't like. I mean, think about it. In the red zone last year, he was not very effective. But I think that was less about him, and that was more about the fucking Cowboys. I think they were dog shit in the end zone last year. Like
that's why I don't get the downhill Pollard thing. Like he was,
especially when the year before he had nearly 10 touchdowns, and that was in a complimentary role. So it's like I don't understand.
I think that's why people are calling him downhill, because he was doing better before, and now that he's the number 1 spot, he's not showing it. But that's not his fault. It's the Cowboys overall.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Cowboys overall have looked terrible. I mean, their offense looks very stagnant. Like you can just like I don't know. Like I still think Tony Pollard.
Other than CeeDee Lamb, that nigga's explosive. But
yeah, literally, like, but when they want to target him, because some games they forget he's on their team and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess the last thing I was gonna say was I thought it was insane that the Broncos were willing to eat $85 million in dead cap in a year where the salary cap increases by like 20 mil just to get rid of oh boy.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming at all.
I thought that was insane. But I guess I do get it from the perspective of they don't want this NFL investigation to drag on any longer. They're like, yo, look, let's just get up out of here. Like let's just move on from this shit. And
off top.
I'm good. Let's just get out of here, because I really think that's genuinely what it was, because nothing else makes sense to me, because it's like, why would you eat 85? You trade away all your picks to get the nigga. It's like these things aren't adding up. Like, but if your whole goal is to just get the hell out of here and then keep it moving and not have to deal with this too much, then yeah, I guess I get it.
It makes perfect sense. Yeah.
All right. Well, What else we got? We got video game stuff and we got politics. What we want? Well, I'm sure I know what we want, but
Politics, clearly, obviously.
Okay, so this story is a bit dated, but
I was not serious.
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say video games.
Yeah, I was like, why would I ever want to talk about politics over video games? Especially when politics is gonna make me angry, and then I'm gonna say something to get me put on the list again. It's just not a good time.
Okay.
Put on the list again.
But
you're right. I never got taken off. I've always been on the list.
yeah, for sure. But I'm not gonna get too deep into it. But I just gotta ask, why the fuck was the National Guard in the subway in New York? Like
the aliens
that we don't know.
Because you didn't hear about the mayor signed that bill. They're really cracking down on people skipping the turnstiles.
Ain't no way that's what this is about.
Yeah, you didn't hear about that? Oh yeah, they sent hundreds of thousands of cops, and when they ran out of cops, they sent fucking the National Guard into the subways in New York because they're trying to crack down on niggas hopping the turnstiles.
Okay, I'm sorry. You just said something that made me so fucking mad. Ran out of cops? The NYPD? Bro, what are we talking about?
I'm surprised you haven't heard about this.
No. I hear what you're saying. What I'm saying in response is the NYPD is the most well-funded police force in the fucking country. You didn't run out of cops. They're not doing anything.
Yeah, no, yeah,
you're not doing anything. Like
them cops started getting tired of getting their ass whooped and made TikTok videos of in the subways, niggas clowning them all day. Like, look at this fucking loser.
Like
you're monitoring the tickets.
I remember I seen one where there was do you remember the video? We were on vacation. I was talking to you about the video of like there was a couple arguing, somebody got slashed, and then dude pulled the banger out on a train. It's like y'all not even on the trains. What's the point?
No they're not there to protect people. They're there to catch people hopping turnstiles. That's their whole job. That's it. That's literally it. They don't give a fuck about keeping people safe. They're not on the train when niggas pull out a gun. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm like, look, I'm sorry. They doing bag searches. I'm putting my banger in my drawers. Like, y'all bugged out.
Did you look it up though? You saw why the fucking National Guard is in the subway system.
Oh yeah, I did see. It's more bullshit, but it was allegedly part of a 5-point plan announced by the governor to rid our subways of violent offenders and protect all commuters and transit workers. The fuck are y'all talking about? Shut up. What are you talking about?
Just a waste of taxpayer dollars, literally. Like
to rid the subways of violent offenders, and then 8 days after that, somebody gets boomed on the train, and there's no National Guard niggas to be found. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Fuck up, nigga. Like y'all just saying shit. Y'all say anything.
Yeah, man. Mayor Adams, yo, he gotta go.
Him and that governor. That white lady's a nut. Something's wrong with you, dumb niggas. Like this shit don't make no damn sense to me. Like that's the part that blows my mind. Like y'all do all of this and just for y'all to never be on the fucking train anyway. Like
what pisses me off more about this is DC is starting to follow suit because New York did this, and DC is now starting to.
Oh yeah, I did see DC's bill. Yeah,
they added more cops, and they're going to fine people, or if people, I guess, get too many fines or refuse to fine, jail people for hopping turnstiles. Like y'all, this is taxpayer dollars can go to infinitely more beneficial areas.
Surveillance state.
Yeah, no,
there was even what was the other one? The bill that passed in, was it Texas? I think it was Texas, where basically you can get stopped, and if they have any doubt,
they can,
well, if they have any doubts about your immigration status, they can basically just stop you. Like, all right, prove to me you're not an immigrant or you cooked. Like on the spot. Like on the spot. They walk up to you. I think your name Julio, so you have to convince me it's not.
So if you don't got your birth certificate on you, you don't got your ID on you,
a passport
you're
on
gonna
you.
get deported.
You just burnt
That's
up.
the other part of the bill. They can not only arrest you, but they can just straight up deport you, even if you're an American citizen. If you
Yeah,
can't
just
prove
hold
it,
me. Oh, you could just hold me for some indefinite period of time. That's dope. That's what's up.
we're literally, nigga. We have been in the thralls of fascism for years, decades, maybe. Nigga, we are in the end stages now. We're
Uh,
at the
I wouldn't.
concentration camps.
I wouldn't speak too soon. I don't think we're at the end stages yet. I think we've just
Well,
begun.
that's what I said. We're at the concentration camps. Come next.
Um, but let's see. So yeah. Anyway, so we'll slide past that. That was all I wanted to get in real quick. Just like fuck was they talking about? I don't really want to talk about this age verification law. One thing I will say is I do think these age verification laws are not like I know what they're being touted as, but I keep saying this like I think like, and I said this the first time it happened, and I was just like I don't believe anybody. I don't believe because the people behind these age verification laws are scumbags. So I
Are you
don't
talking
ever
about
believe.
the age verification laws for sites, right?
Yeah,
Alleged
so
sites, yeah.
a lot of different states have been passing their own versions, and so Alaska recently was passing their own version, and
Passing
Alaska.
that, I was gonna say, passing that in Alaska is crazy. Y'all are in an icy hellscape. Let niggas watch what they want to watch, bro. Like of all places, Alaska.
Yeah, Alaska was crazy. Like, but Alaska has like an extra step where basically you can sue someone who reposts the content under the argument that a child could see it. So long story short, like so here's my example, right? Let's say I produce the content, right? Corn, right? And I produce it on Twitter, right? And then let's say somebody else, like they think like I'm the yo, he the illest stroke guy ever. Like yo, that's my guy, bro. Like, and so they repost my content. Like as a fan, they're basically saying I can get face prosecution for what someone else posts of me, even if it wasn't me posting my own shit.
That's insane.
Which my whole thing is like I was just like explain to me how this protects the kids though. Like at no point, like I'm sorry, like I keep saying like these bills, all these bills that give the government these powers to do these things where oh you got to provide your license, driver's license, and ID numbers, and like I understand the state has access to all this, but we also have to understand the state is fucking lazy. So the state will simply not look into a lot of this shit unless we give them new ways to get it. And it's like that's why on its face, I was just like, this age verification shit is bullshit. Like, I'm not against doing something to protect kids because again, the internet is a nasty fucking place for kids. It really is. So I'm not against us figuring out something to protect these kids from running into just shit they shouldn't be seeing and dealing with. But at the same time, most of these age verification laws, they never made any sense to me because I was just like, I
It's
think all of this is bullshit. I think all of this
it's
is
like
just
you
an
said
excuse
at
to
the
get more data.
beginning. You said at the very beginning, the people behind these laws are scumbags, so they don't give a fuck about the kids. It's literally just they want people's ID. Any nigga that puts their government ID on a porn site is he's generationally horny. A literal, bona fide, insane, crazy person. Putting your government ID on a porn site, you are out of your goddamn mind. I don't.
No,
And
that's facts. And
that's
I
crazy.
live in a state. I live in a state that does require you to give your ID or driver's license to get on Pornhub or any site like that. Not
Mhm.
any site, but and that's the other thing
Certain
too is
sites.
like certain sites because they can do that for like Pornhub, but if you wanted one of those other sites, those other sites, you can go on those sites just fine.
No,
So it's
what are
like
the other sites, babe?
Well,
Tell us what are the other
and
sites?
she don't
the
have to.
sites
She
with
don't have to
like
invent the sites. I'll
all the
say it.
different the varying degrees of X's in the URL, those sites you can get on just fine. So it's like and me personally it's like and I hate this so much because I do genuinely believe that I work in sex addiction, so I do think that like
there's merit to be had here.
there's merit
Yeah,
to
for
be
sure.
had
For sure.
because children are far overexposed to that online, and something has to be done about it. But this age verification thing does not seem to be like people are going to work around that so easily, and it's really just going to, I don't know, it's just, it's really weird because it's like there's so many elements in society that contribute to corn addiction, and the fact that people are able to get on the site legally is not one of those things. Yeah, accessibility, like
it's
it's
one
over.
site. They'll just go to a different one. So like either you have to ban every site or you have to actually come forth with an actual solution.
Yeah, I genuinely believe it's a public health issue. Like I genuinely
Oh,
believe.
it is 100%.
So there needs to be like funding for research around what are the interventions and like proactive things that we can do as a society that limits access to corn and reduces corn addiction, because literal 11-year-olds 12-year-olds have full-blown corn addictions. It's real bad.
It's insane, man. That is wow.
Yeah, and so for me, my thing then becomes like when I like all of these things is like I'm sure we can all agree on what the problem is and what like you said, like this being a public health issue. Like I think that's I as a public health practitioner, like that is easy to me. Like yes, this is a public health issue for sure, 1,000,000%. I am of no doubts about that. I'm not the person who thinks that the government shouldn't get involved. No, they should do something. It's just when I then have a bill that creates civil liability for adult content creators, that doesn't protect the child. That just
And all
gets
this
you
does, and it really just is meant to crack down on ex workers.
on the exactly on the workers. Like, and that's my issue to where it's like you're not actually addressing any of the underlying anything else, because again, this is like it's like it is so predominant in our society that instead of you addressing the underpinnings, you couldn't do that because that would no one would side with you. So what you'll do is just take this out on the people who produce it and then do that. And it's just like that's my issue because, like, for example, like I'm reading one of the things about one of the ladies talking about, and she's basically saying, like, hey, listen, like the way this bill works is that she sells her content on OnlyFans and Fansly, right? Which both provide age verification services. So she's compliant, right? But what she has found, exactly, what she has found is that her content gets stolen and sold on Discord servers, Reddit sites, tube sites, and the list goes on.
The sites, yes.
Right, on the sites. And in all of those cases, almost always that content is stolen from her. It's usually never purchased. One guy might have purchased it and he trickles it down to a million other people who don't. So what happens is she can't get that stuff removed from Discord servers and tube sites because police don't want to take reports on it, and they don't want to deal with it because they say, well, we don't even know if that guy's located in our jurisdiction. So then you create this issue where as the worker, you won't help me do anything about it. But on the back end, you will punish me for someone else reposting my content. So this isn't about the kids. It's about the workers and punishing the workers. And that's where it just becomes obvious.
Always hated sex workers. So this is definitely just to punish them.
And so for me, and basically the woman was saying, like I'm confident that I would never be charged with the distribution of corn to minors. But in a civil court, in a lower civil court, the burden of proof is much lower. And so what happens after that is just out of her control. So it's like, how do you face civil liability for someone stealing your content? Like, that is crazy to me. Like, a nigga can steal my content, repost it on Twitter. Yo, this is my favorite eater, yo.
Yeah.
She get it done, boy. I'm telling when I watch, woo! And now I got to face civil liability for that.
And the thing is like we see this on Twitter all day. So even if it's not, it's like this stuff can get posted on Twitter. This stuff can get posted on Reddit.
Oh, and by the way, Twitter is exempt from civil liability, of course.
Yeah.
The platform, Twitter is exempt, but the porn that the person, come on, man.
The platforms are exempt from civil liability. So only the people that and then you can't even advocate against something like this, because the response is going to be, well, the best way to avoid that is to not make the videos and to not. And it's like, that's not an answer to this question. And you should feel very uncomfortable with the fact that your civil liberties can be impacted just that easily.
I don't care as long as it hurts somebody else. It's just like white people and niggas.
Yeah.
If your rights are trampled upon, I don't give a fuck if mine are. As long as you're down in the gutter and I'm not in the gutter, but not quite on top, and I don't care.
Yeah, even though it's like the impact of that is gonna make sure that your ass will be next. Like,
yeah, because it's like, and this is the other thing. Like, so, brother, let's put it like this, right? If we talk about Pornhub, right? It's one of the most trafficked sites in the world. First off, let's make that clear. And then we talk about age verification. I have to submit my identification to somebody, whether it's the site itself or a third party. First off, I don't want my ID in the hands of a third party because I don't know what their cybersecurity practices are. So we're already introducing a whole gamut of security issues here, because now someone else has my ID that's not just the government, right? And then on top of that, though, is that even beyond that, like you were saying, this is only applies to one site. So you could still have 20 or 30 sites. Now, granted, that site is a huge site. It's one of the biggest sites. But, buddy, I hate to break it to you. If you look at the top 25 sites in the world, there's about 3 or 4 corn sites in there. So to only focus on one, while the rest of them are still, oh, I'm only 23rd in the world. In the world, Craig. Like, of the world, Craig.
Like, of the world, Craig.
Like, it becomes very... Like, and that's my whole thing. So think about how many consumers there are. If all these consumers, I think it said how many states passed this. I think it said 8 states. Is that what I saw? 8 states, right? So we're talking about Louisiana, Utah, Texas. There's a few more, right? Virginia. But first off, Texas is huge, right? You said Virginia. Yeah. So Alaska. First off. I know them niggas is yanking it in Alaska, because what the fuck?
What else they got to do?
What the fuck else
that's why I said let them have their porn.
Like, I know y'all yanking crazy in Alaska, because what else can you do? And so the worst part is, then when you hear the statements of all the people involved with like supporting this bill, it's like, this ought to tell y'all everything. Like I'll just read this. Like the online sale of alcohol, nicotine, and vaping, and online gambling, it's time for online pornographers to bear the reasonable burden of ensuring children aren't gay. Buddy, quick question.
Oh, what?
With the sale of alcohol, nicotine, vaping, and brother, who? Okay.
What reasonable burden are these people? They're just the burden of not selling to minors. Yeah, so they're not making money. That's the burden, not making money.
Here's the problem. With all the other things you mentioned, there's a direct link. The only way that teen will get a vape is if somebody sold them the vape. The only way you can get nicotine is if somebody sold you the nicotine. The only way you can get alcohol is if somebody sells you the alcohol. Buddy, when it comes to the material y'all are discussing, we just described how most of the material gets disseminated, and it's not by the person who made it. Like, that's why this analogy falls apart, because, brother, if there was a way for people to take alcohol and someone else could take the alcohol that you produced, that Bud Light made, and resell it, or just repost it, not even resell it, because they're not selling anything, but just making alcohol readily available for another group. That's not how any of those other things work. And so that's why it's like, to lump these all together, I see what you're trying to do. And the funniest part is, you'll talk all this shit about, oh, we got a reasonable burden of ensuring children aren't gaining access to harmful material. Brother, online gambling has become interwoven in every single sport. Vaping is higher than it's ever. No, hold on. Vaping is higher than it's ever been. Alcohol use is alcohol use. Nicotine use is so. And what reasonable burden are you talking about? Everything's gotten worse. None of these things have gotten any better. And you haven't even tried passing laws about the gambling. You haven't even tried passing laws about so it's like, you can't fool me. You cannot fool me, because again, and the funniest part is, like, this all started, or not all started, but some of this started from a woman who was a teacher who had an OnlyFans account, who got caught for that, which I keep saying, I'm sorry, you genuinely cannot do both. You simply cannot. Like, you just can't. You really just cannot. You cannot, shorty. I'm sorry. I know civil liberties and all that shit. I'm rocking with them on that part. You cannot do both of these. No. I'm not gonna go for it. My child's teacher, male, female, transgender, I don't care. No, we're not going for that. However, what she's saying is literally the same thing. The children have shown images that are believed to be of Fletcher. Quick question. Do we believe this woman posted and sent these pictures? No, we know that's not what happened. So how'd they get them? You see what I'm saying? And yet I'm supposed to bear the burden for a bunch of curious niggas who want to see what they want to see. Now, granted, in this case, like I said, she shouldn't be doing all that anyway. But let's take this off of her being a teacher. If this was just any old OnlyFans woman and people were posting this woman's stuff, you're telling me she should still be held liable? Under what pretense? I don't understand this. Like, this is ridiculous. And of course, the worst part is you get all these people who just have these shitty puritanical views about, like, oh, well, why would I care about a whore and da da da? And it's just like, because you love whores, dumbass. First off, don't even fool yourself, because you love them. You love them. You hate them, but you love them, nigga. You can't fool me. You can't fool me. Like, this shit is just crazy. Like, it's just genuinely crazy.
Genuinely. And it's like, I never hear any representatives ever talk about, like, porn addiction or how porn is harming children, or talk about anything. And then it's like, they consistently, this is a running theme, y'all will consistently scapegoat children as your means of passing these laws, because you feel like people cannot argue once children are mentioned. And it's like, you're using children to do critical race theory. You're using children for the trans bills. You're using children for the corner. Y'all consistently use children, white children specifically, to scapegoat these harmful practices, and you niggas are letting it happen. And it's just like, what?
Every time. Like, and that's how I'm like, bro, if we look at the history of
abortion bills, all kids, everything is about kids. Kids, yet kids are abused every day. Kids are hungry every day.
The foster system gets no better, nowhere.
The foster system gets no better, receives no funding.
like, what are we, like, bro? You can't fucking fool me. You want to do something to help kids out? How about we don't have 14-year-olds working 16-hour shifts? Let's try that one. I don't know. There's states
don't take away after-school programs and free lunch for kids.
There are states repealing child labor laws, and y'all want me to care about whether a child can look at fucking Pornhub on his fucking iPhone? They got 14-year-olds working in sawmills, cutting their fucking hands off like it's the goddamn 20s.
Republicans also trying to lower the age of consent in some states, but it's about the kids. Y'all want to lower the age of consent so you nasty niggas can marry these kids, but you don't want them looking at stuff on their phone.
And funny enough, I want to see which states have rolled back child labor laws, and I swear to you, if any one of them also passed an age verification law,
you already know. Well, I don't think any states have rolled back, but I know they've put in bills to roll them back. But I don't think any state has lost their fucking mind and actually rolled it back.
Let's see. In this year alone, 2024, 11 states have introduced or taken new actions on bills to roll back child labor protections. Oh, let's see which states they are. Oh, let's just have a good time and see what states they are. Come on, you guys will tell us, right? Let's see. According to EPI, now you're gonna make me look at this. API 11 states child labor rollback. Sure. There we go. An Economic Policy Institute. Thank you for being fucking useful, unlike that other idiot. Let's see. Oh, okay. Alabama's one. I don't know if Alabama passed one of those laws, but I'd be interested.
I think they did.
Let's see. So we got Arkansas, we got Iowa. Hold on, let me pull up a age verification law by state. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do it that way. Let's just put them side by side. Hold on. I don't know if y'all want to participate too. That's the age verification bill tracker. And this is the child labor law tracker. So let's just look at these two side by side and see what we get.
Let's, shall we?
So I see Arkansas up here. Arkansas did not pass age verification law. Interesting. Okay, you're safe for now. Iowa. Oh Lord. Iowa. Iowa. You piece of shit state, you. I see you. Minnesota. Oh, Minnesota. You got lucky. Minnesota. Missouri. No, not Missouri. Nebraska, New Hampshire, Let's see.
New Hampshire?
Nebraska's up here. New Hampshire is also up here. New Jersey. New Jersey has a child labor law. Interesting. Extended work hours increases time before break. Okay. Pretty shitty, but sure, whatever. Ohio. Yup, of course. South Dakota, of course. Wisconsin, also of course. Like, this is the shit I'm talking about. States will simultaneously allow 16 and 17s and 14s and 15-year-olds to work all these types of hours. Like, bro, the bill seeks to create special permits. This is Iowa that allows 14 to 15-year-olds to drive themselves up to 50 miles to and from work between 5 a.m. and 10 p.m. and state authorities to waive restrictions to allow 14 to 17-year-olds to perform various forms of hazardous work if approved as part of a work-based learning program. Hold on. So we're going to remove rules that bar parents from making false statements, such as misreporting a child's age, in order to procure employment, eliminating the labor commissioner's authority to require work permits for children in some occupations. That's funny. Granting new discretion for the state to waive, reduce, or delay civil penalties if an employer violates child labor laws. Look at the shit we're talking about. No one cares about these fucking kids, bro. Stop. Don't piss in my face and tell me it's rain, bro. You do not bro, this country has never given a fuck about these kids. Not once. Not once. Nigga, Sandy Hook was the clearest indicator of that for me. Nigga said, damn, them kids got boomed on. Oh, wait, you want me to change? Oh, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. Can't do that.
Sandy Hook. What was the most recent one? Well, I mean, not the most recent one, because I'm pretty sure one happened last week, but the biggest one,
I was about to say every day.
The cops in Uvalde wouldn't even go in.
That was Texas,
Yep.
right?
Yep, they wouldn't even go in. They literally heard the
wouldn't go
shots
in.
outside. They were hearing the screams and shots and would not go in.
And they said,
They said, "Damn, that sounds scary in there."
Damn, that gun sound crazy. I don't want to go in there. No.
And I'm pretty sure the parents of that filed a lawsuit, and a judge said the cops did nothing wrong.
Of course they did, because the criminal justice system will always look out for itself. That's what they were made for. That's what they were designed for.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, needless to say, all you niggas talking about the welfare of these children, fuck you. Go to hell, because I don't believe you. You're all lying. And this is just child labor laws. Like you said, if I want to start looking at fucking age of consent law, oh my goodness. Actually, matter of fact, let's look at age of consent laws. Look at age of consent laws. Let's look at that.
Remember, I don't think any laws have been changed, but they put in bills for the laws to be changed. So I don't think you're gonna find they're not changing that. First off, I don't think any of these bills will actually go through. There's no way that they actually change the age of consent. There's no way in hell. They couldn't possibly.
Don't be so sure, buddy.
Please, God, no.
Sure.
No.
Okay, that's 2008. Sure.
You gotta be the sickest nigga on the ballot to present the age of consent. The first nigga to write it up to propose it. You're so sick.
No, it's funny because every time they pass, every time one was proposed, I'm looking at. It was
like you don't feel nasty proposing that.
Now, here's what I'll tell you though. Every time they try to propose to lower it, it fails. It also fails every time they propose to raise it, and maybe that says something too.
Come on, man.
Maybe that says
why are you
Alabama
7 years old and defending the right to fucking 18-year-old, bro?
Alabama tried to raise it, and it did not pass.
Good for Alabama. I wouldn't think that.
Yeah, they'll try to raise it. They'll try to raise it. The minority of people that tried to raise it, and they'll deny that, but then they'll say, "Oh yeah, but a 13-year-old can definitely have a baby for sure."
Yeah, or when it comes to so it's like, dog, that's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, y'all don't care about these kids at all. Y'all kids are forced to have babies that they had with somebody. Like, dog, cut it out, bro. Don't ever use these kids again, because then I'm gonna start saying some nasty shit about these little white children, and y'all gonna have a problem with that. Y'all gonna be mad at that. I'm telling you, because I'm just gonna say I don't give a fuck about these little kids, and y'all don't either. So let's stop playing around, for real. But yeah.
I have a question for both of you, since
Hmm.
you both work in public health in one way or another. Why do you think porn addictions are so prevalent in younger people now? And I know the obvious answer is because it's everywhere, it's easily accessible. But when we were younger, I don't know about y'all, but I had unadulterated, unlimited access to a laptop when I was in like eighth grade, and I could go on whatever site I wanted to go on. I could do whatever I wanted to do, but I wasn't addicted to porn. Why do you think kids are like? What has changed to like where people are addicted now?
Well, I would say, what year were you born?
93.
Okay, so same year as me, right? So if we're talking 93, think about the think about the ubiquity of a laptop. When did laptops become a thing? Probably like high school, right?
No.
Well, no, but I mean like how frequently
Oh,
you saw laptops.
oh yeah, where everyone had. Yeah, probably high school. Yeah.
Probably like high school, like 2007, that type of shit, right? So like I think the problem nowadays is that kids can get it the moment they get a smartphone, which might be 6 years old, which could be 7 years old, 8 years. Like at
But
7 years old,
think about what I just had. Like we had laptops. I had a laptop. I had access to porn, but I just did not care to go to it. It's like what has changed mentally in the mind of children these days to where they want to go get it.
well, again, it still goes back to the ubiquitousness of sexuality, right? Like I think we've always been a super sexual society, but I think especially as it relates to the last 10 years, 20 years even, it's just sexuality has, I mean, mind you, we see all these studies about how kids' clothing has gotten skimpier in the last 20 years,
Yeah,
right? And
disgusting.
so disgustingly, right? But what I'm saying is, so that speaks to how the overarching society that we lived in has become more sexual, while simultaneously also trying to maintain these more puritanical values. And so you also have this dichotomy, or like this juxtaposition, right? Where like kids often will do what they're not supposed to. And when you live in a society where sex is normalized, but it's not like pushed the way it is now, the kids will look into it. They'll go find these things out. And then naturally, as the hormones start to kick in, they'll find it themselves. But when you live in a society now where sex is everywhere and everything, kids accidentally stumble into porn at an earlier age. I mean, kids can fuck around and be 8 and accidentally see some shit. Like, I didn't accidentally see nothing really until I was like in 8th grade, until I was like 12 or 13. Because again, there
Well,
was no
mhm.
but go ahead, go ahead. But like there was no smartphones. Like so again, nigga, the first time I saw anything, it was on a CD. And I'm just like, what is do 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 do? I'm like, oh, this sounds crazy. Pop that whole in. I said, oh, this is crazy.
The
I didn't
first
know.
time I saw something was on LimeWire when I tried to download a fucking Mary J. Blige song, and it was a fucking Pinky video.
Oh Lord,
Oh
what a
my
day.
goodness.
What a day.
What a
But,
day
but
indeed.
but look what you had to go through, right? You had to download something, and like again, a kid now, bro, I can go on Google and find it instantly, immediately. That accessibility, I think, is huge because kids are curious. Kids are sponges, like we always say. So if I watch all these TV shows where sex is on everything, sex is in everywhere. There's sexual references, and even in PG-13 shit, there's sex. Even in PG shit, there's references to some of these things. And so now it's so much more of that. And then think about it. Kids can go anywhere and they can get it anywhere. Whether it's a laptop, a computer, my phone, you can get it anywhere. And it just becomes one of those things where like it's so unavoidable nowadays. Like,
I also think that the other thing is like the accessibility has definitely increased children's, like they get to corn and other things like that a lot earlier. And I do think that that is something that has really contributed to this, but I don't think that it's the cause. I think that it has contributed to the maybe like some of the increase in number, but I think really the cause is like trauma, and
mm,
more children are exposed to trauma in so many ways, with just the pandemic, with school things, with financial things, with abuse, things like that. And the truth is, corn addiction has been so prevalent for so long statistically speaking, everybody, like, we all know somebody with a sex addiction, and they may not have identified that in themselves. And I think that that's really another thing, is like people are becoming more aware of the fact that, like, I'm compulsively using corn, and not only that, but kids have the time to do it in the ways that we didn't. But really, like, what ends up happening is it stops becoming a sexual thing and starts becoming a compulsive thing very quickly. So it's not even just like, oh, like these kids are having these hormonal things, and it's like, yeah, that's the outlet. But really, when trauma and sex become intertwined in the brain, that starts to become their primary form of stress relief,
It's no longer
of
about pleasure
emotional
anymore.
release. And it's really, yeah, and then like becoming addicted to those chemicals that are released in the brain, like that, just like that dopamine, that, and then having like having it, the levels wane when you're not using it, so they're having like withdrawals with it. So really, it's like they get in too deep too fast with it. Things are going on in their lives too, where like they use masturbation and corn as like a stress relief, and then they might even have some, what I'm also seeing a lot too is um like these really like younger children are developing these really like taboo kinks, like with like furry corn, and like a lot of hentai stuff is really really really, so many kids, and they're seeing like all these things that are like they should be appropriate for children because it's like cartoons and stuff like that, and then it's getting linked with sex, and it's really so confusing and really traumatic for them, and they don't realize that they're traumatizing themselves in the process. So they're having external trauma, and then they're also traumatizing themselves by exposing themselves to things that they're really not developmentally ready for, and that creates more sexual trauma, and then they may feel a lot of shame and embarrassment. And once the shame, and what 11-year-old child does not feel a lot of shame, but once that shame and embarrassment and just the discomfort gets linked with sex and masturbation, you have the makings for like compulsion, where it's not even a sexual thing anymore. It's really just like that's what their brain is telling them to do.
Yeah, I mean, she's the counselor. That's
yeah,
a much more complete view of it.
It's twofold. It's twofold. It's like it's a perfect storm. It's like everything Kyle said about the accessibility, and then like that, then like the psychological components, because those psychological components have existed. Although as a society, we have definitely increased in terms of like the amount of trauma societally and communally that we're experiencing with the pandemic and all that, and economic stuff. But it's like, I know, like I've had patients that have developed porn addictions from just the magazines. Like, so this has existed before. This has always been a thing. So of course the accessibility has increased the amount, but the tendency to link that shame and trauma to sexual outlets, that's just human brain chemistry for real.
Yeah. Yeah, and I definitely think, like you said, especially with trauma being one of those things, because like you said, like it becomes a certain point where with almost every addiction, like it's no longer about pleasure at a certain point. Like it's no longer about
No.
like like again, like this is like I forgot what the analogy you said one time, but it was like it's like if you need something bad enough and you're walking by and you see your neighbor's door wide open and the thing you need is right inside, you're just gonna go get it. It's not a matter
You're
of
just gonna go get it.
like you understand the risk you're taking. You understand what could go wrong. You understand, I could catch a charge. I could, but I need that thing. I gotta go get that. I can't just look away. It's not like I just wanted to feel good. And I wanted to feel normal. I wanted to feel baseline. I wanted to feel what I used to feel. And so I definitely think it's one of those things where like that's also the part where like our beliefs around addiction are so tainted that I think, like you said, like it lends itself to, especially with kids, because again, as a kid, their ability to control these compulsions is even harder. Their ability to rationalize and sort of work some of these things out in their own mind is even difficult. Because I mean, granted, I mean we have grown ass adults who can't do it. Like, what makes you think a 12-year-old who has been through trauma is prepared for that? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, and especially like you said, the pandemic and everything that's happened there, And just exactly like just the things we were talking about in terms of child labor laws, right? Kids are being asked more to do that in terms of the age of consent. Like kids
Mm-hmm.
are dealing with more and more and more of society's ills because unfortunately that is who society looks down on most. And that's who they take all these things out on. So as society gets worse, the welfare of these children gets worse. And
Mm-hmm.
so as their welfare decreases, they turn to coping mechanisms
Mm-hmm.
to figure out the world around them. And again,
Mm-hmm.
with the accessibility of it, like you said, it's being twofold. With it being so accessible, like think about it. If I wanted a drug, I'd have to go procure it. And as a 12-year-old nigga,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where to go get no, I don't know how to do that. I ain't got no money. I do got a smartphone though. with Wi-Fi. I do have that. And so you already know where I'm going with. So I go there, I do this, do, boom. My day is all right, cool, boom, boom. And so it's just one of those things where then it just becomes real easy because I mean, think about it. We see this all the time, but like I said, with folks who know better, we see this all the
Mm-hmm.
time with people who know, like, I like, damn, like my day ain't going right. I need to smoke, right? My day ain't going right.
Mm-hmm.
I need a nut. My day, like, you know what I mean? Like, or I just,
Mm-hmm.
like some people, I need blunt to start the day. I need something to end the day. I need that, and it's like kids are it's the mind is the mind, brother. It's the same brain, like except a kid is gonna be worse in because a child probably won't have any limits to that, and they'll get there so much quicker because it's just their brain's still developing. Like they're not even they don't even fully have the wherewithal to even understand the gravity of what's going on. Like in their mind, it's
Mm-hmm.
just I need something, so I'm going to go get it. It's pretty simple.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's fun in the beginning, and then they realize that they cannot stop doing that. And then that lends itself to so many other things that are just like the makings for cross addictions and so much other stuff. And it's, you would really be surprised. Like, I feel like so many of people, you know, don't realize that like they've had sex addictions, and then they end up getting another addiction to something else, not even realizing that their first addiction was masturbation or sex or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, and I like, and don't get me wrong, like that compulsory, like that like we all experience that. Think about how often you've been somewhere and you're just like,
Mm-hmm.
I'll just get a drink. Why? Why the hell not? Like,
Mm-hmm.
like, and again, obviously in your mind, it's simple. It's like, oh, well, I just wanted a drink. I could have said no if yeah, but every time you're in this situation, you want to drink. Like, you don't think that you
Yeah.
think you're in control of this though, but like
Mm-hmm.
in your mind, it's like, well, no, if I didn't want it, I wouldn't. Yeah, but what happened the 1 or 2 or 3 times you didn't get that drink? You didn't have a good night, did you? Right? Like in your mind, that night wasn't the same. It wasn't the same type of night, right? That one time where you didn't, I didn't get some coochie that night and da da da. So they like think about it. Like it's people like I've met people in college, right? They'll go out, have a good night, chilling, we all drinking, we laughing, do. They don't get no pussy at the end of the night. That night was
It's a
ass.
failure of a night.
It was a failure of a night.
Mm-hmm.
And so when that becomes compulsory to where 3 times a week I need that to the point to where I feel less if I don't like dog. It's like like it's not even about it. It's hardly about the pleasure anymore. It's just
Mm-hmm.
about this I have to it's a quota. I got to fulfill the quota. If I don't get 3, buddy, there's going to be consequences. I need 3 bodies by the end of the weekend. Like and so many people have those like it's so normalized that even something like that again, I wouldn't necessarily say that's an addiction, but that absolutely is compulsory behavior that you ought to be checking because it means something. And that is so normal, especially in men when it comes to sex. But in people in general, it's just so it's like you have this thing where like so many people are walked straight into it. And like you said, by the time they look up and realize, oh, this is a problem, like I'm way too deep by the time I can like properly recognize that this is not something within my power. This is not a choice.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So say all that to say fuck Iowa.
Fuck 'em.
Not for real. Fuck Iowa. I
Fuck
mean, who
Iowa.
the fuck wants to live in Iowa?
Whack ass Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I wish
that
they
is.
let
Who
us
wants
curse
to
in
live
the titles, because the title would just be fuck Iowa.
in
Yeah.
Iowa
But,
just makes me think about the children of the corn.
not children of the corn.
Mm-hmm.
Sound like you Censoring yourself.
You never seen that movie?
No,
Like
I
those
have. I'm
movies,
just.
it's like 7,000.
Oh yeah, no, I know Children of the Corn. The little boys walking, or not boys, but the little kids walking in a damn formation.
That's what the title should be, Children of the Corn.
Yeah. Well, tell you what. We'll see. The other options I had were Cajun oxtail lemon pizza and pesto Philly cheesesteak egg roll.
No.
But yeah, man. That's about all we got. Honestly, I feel like it's kind of better that we waited on the video games because literally the 2 games we were gonna review haven't come out yet. So it's sort of like we would have just been speculating.
Mm-hmm.
So by next week they'll be out and we'll have something to say about it. So,
All righty then.
Even though I said I didn't care about politics and wanted to do video games, we did politics anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it didn't end with you on the list.
I mean,
Huh?
I'm still on the list.
He said, I mean, I just didn't go up in the ranks.
Yeah, for reasons outside of this podcast, I'm definitely on the list. I'm on multiple lists.
I am entrenched in the
I'm just okay with that. I'm one tweet away from that one meme where the dude showed up at his house and he printed out a picture of what he said. That's where I'm at on the list.
Oh, the one with the vest? That one had me
Vest,
crying.
When he
Yeah.
said he was gonna show up at the IRS with the bomb vest.
He's like, what do you mean by that? He's like, bro, I don't even. What's the R. Kelly shit? I don't even know how to hog tie people.
Do it look like I know how to wire a bomb vest, bro? Come on, dog.
Oh, bro, come on. I could barely set off a flare, man. Come on.
Nigga, barely said, nigga, I cannot set off a flare unless I have one. If I don't have a flare gun, how am I supposed to set off a flare? I can't make a flare from scratch. So yeah, for anybody listening, everything that I say is jokes. I definitely have no intention of doing anything to anybody.
Except for a few people, but
except for a few people, yeah. I don't even have a gun, even though I said it, I don't have one.
All right, well, ladies and gents, it's been another one. 126. Appreciate y'all for being here. Next week we'll have some good video game content for y'all. Y'all be easy and yeah, fuck y'all.
Yeah, for sure.